Welcome back to Beholder 2 One Shots, where normally we play TTRPG games, but today we have a special guest of One Page Mage. Welcome.
Hello, and thank you very much for having me today.
We are playing a 5th edition one-shot, because that's what One Page Mage makes, and I was just really excited and wanted to try one. So we have some other friends here. We have Kelly and Charlene from Tabletop, Tiddies, and Drinking and Screaming podcasts.
Hello!
Hello! Yeah. And we also have Mosey.
Hello!
So we are going to all just play and possibly die, because none of us are tanks, technically.
I also need everyone to know that when I said hello, I waved to nobody.
Yeah, we're too used to Zoom
audio
calls.
only.
If it helps, I did too, and I'll be making a lot of faces and hand gestures and expecting everyone to know what they are.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Good.
Theater of the mind. All right, well, take it away.
All right, so I think in just a moment we'll meet some characters, and I will set the scene for us here. We're going to be running a short little adventure that is going to be releasing very soon, and this is a Missing Gnome adventure is the current title. So we'll see what we can get into. This is a level 4 one-shot for 5th edition, and jumping in here, our story today takes place in the town of Agoria, which is nestled in the Okabel Mountains. A small group of adventurers is looking for a blacksmith as they pass through town. Let's meet some of these adventurers. Kelly, would you like to introduce Gale?
Yes, so I am Gale. I am a out-of-shape Air Genasi. I am a genie warlock whose patron is my father from the elemental plane, I think. And they provide me with my spells because I have come to the prime material realm to get drunk and party, and they don't want me to die, but they also are not super chill about my lifestyle choice. They also gave me a talisman because apparently that's how it works. So I have a whiskey bottle vessel from being a genie warlock, but also being a warlock, I have a talisman, so I just got a bunch of items I gotta take care of, or else I'll lose my powers.
That's inconvenient. It's like, which whiskey bottle's the one I drink from? Wait.
Which one's my home and which one's drink?
This one tastes like furniture.
I also spent all of my starting gold on liquor, which is inside my whiskey bottle, which does make it extra confusing.
Perfect. Traveling with Gale, we have, I believe it's pronounced Nilo?
Yeah.
All
Hi,
right, Char,
everybody.
tell us about Nilo.
I'm Char. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Nilo. Her pronouns are also she, her. And she is a wood elf Twilight cleric. It's my first time playing a cleric, so I'm very excited. But she, as a wood elf, she has copper skin, white pixie cut hair, light purple eyes, and she has some like tree-like branches tattooed on her cheekbones and forearms. And she worships Saloon, the god of night, moon, and stars. But she always is happy to lend a hand as a hired adventurer when people come by.
Excellent. Joining this interesting group, we also have Loop Mutton Filchbatter. Did I say that one right?
Close
Tell us
enough.
about Loop, Nikki.
Loop Filchbatter is a very, very, very socially awkward and anxious individual who relies on her knowledge to get through her life, which doesn't really work. Think like Spock level of logic, except way more nervous. And she gets very easily distracted, but she is a rock gnome divination wizard. And yeah, she's probably just going to be a little bit of a mess. I'm real excited.
You and me both.
And rounding out the group, we have Hargic Rock Crusher. Mosey, tell us about Hargic.
Hardrick Rock Crusher, it comes from a long line of mining dwarves, and he didn't want to do that anymore. So he decided, since his high school didn't have a glee club or a theater group, he went and became a bard, went to bard school. He likes to wear his red studded armor with a yellow vest, and for some reason keeps his hair parted right down the middle. If dwarves had an emo version, this would be him.
Perfect. As as this group makes their way into the town of Vigoria, one among you is looking for a blacksmith. Which one do you think that would be? And tell us why you're looking for a blacksmith today.
Not it.
Not it. I'm looking for a barsmith. Is that a thing?
I could be looking for a blacksmith. Why not? I'm pretty sure I have armor. I need it fixed.
You should, because you're a cleric.
Out of character, I will say I rolled my port into rolls, so I do have this on hand.
Nice.
Nice. Good. Yeah, so Nilo, from her last adventure, she got her armor pierced by a few magic missiles and needs it to be repaired. You never know what's going to happen to you on an adventure.
Have you simply tried not being in the way of magic missiles?
Have you tried to avoid magic missiles? It's fucking impossible.
Yeah, I just get into my bottle. It's fine.
It's actually no. It's actually is impossible to miss to not get hit by magic.
Listen, when there's like 5 of me, it's hard to hit me and not the other me's, if that makes sense.
Well,
Not all of us have the luxury of making 5 of ourselves.
If you got drunk enough, you would.
She quickly starts taking notes down. Duplications will cause it so that you do not.
Vigoria is a pretty small town, and there's one main road cutting up north through the middle of it and a few houses off to the side, but it doesn't take long to find a building well kept with a large wooden sign shaped like an anvil, and on it reads Isker Brothers Forge.
Oh, 2 blacksmithers. Perfect.
You head in pretty early in the morning, but seems to be open, and there's a gnome sitting by the forge, just kind of tapping his hammer. He looks up and says, "Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Come for some service, I suppose."
Yes, you see, I'm wearing my extra pair of armor, which is quite not fitting right. But really, I want you to fix my breastplate here. It's my favorite, you see, but it's got some holes in it.
Oh, all right. That we could probably do that. We've got a bit of work right now that might be a couple weeks, but sure, you could leave it here.
Couple of weeks? Can anything be done to make it
With our
happen
timeline,
sooner?
we don't have a couple of weeks. We have like 4 days.
Hargic, play him a song. That might, I don't know, bribe him or something.
Wake him up. His energy seems to be low. I know it's early in the morning, but get yourself some coffee, man.
I suppose another cup would be nice, but I'm sorry. I can't really keep up with the workload. It's just me and my well,
Just
darn
you,
it.
but I thought there was brothers on the
late.
sign.
Yes, that's the problem. You see, my brother Ferrum, he went to visit a village in the mountains, and should have been back 3 days ago by now. And well, yes, I suppose maybe he just took a little longer. But unfortunately, that means we'll just be it'll take a little longer to do the armor. But you can leave it here. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Missing for 3 days.
Yeah, your brother's probably dead at this point.
Hey, let's not assume the worst.
Right, he's probably injured and dying.
He's apparently the better one. He must be the better smith, because if he's only gone 3 days and you're 4 weeks backed up, that math doesn't really work out.
Ooh, good point, yeah.
Perhaps they're very well-known blacksmiths, and it's very popular.
Well, we're very good as a team. It's just well, honestly, I haven't really been doing much at all. Trying to figure out why he's not back. He's normally punctual. He goes every couple months, and seems I don't know. It seems very odd. You say you're in a hurry. I suppose it'd be too much to ask you to take a look for me. Just leave your armor, and well, I'm sure he'll be back later this afternoon or something. It'll be fine.
Loop, what do you think? Are you up for some recon rescue mission?
Well, based off my calculations, if we go and rescue this person, I'm sure we can cut off at least a week from the time that it would take him to finish the work.
I agree. This guy seems like management.
It might only take us like a day or two to get the guy back, so that that would save us a lot of time, and then we would be back on schedule. Well, we'll be 3 days behind, but then we'll have to go really fast to catch up.
But how
how
fast? You should calculate how fast we would have to go.
Have you not noticed? I'm a dwarf. We don't go fast.
42 miles a day.
Hey, Hagrid, you can get in my vessel and I'll just carry you if you want.
You can fit multiple people in there.
Yeah, I just haven't invited you because you'll mess it up.
Wow, rude.
I'd been in there.
What?
Shh, you weren't supposed to tell them.
Everyone's been in except for me.
You were the only one I knew wouldn't mess it
I
up.
hang out on weekends in there. You guys haven't been in there?
Wait, how?
It's very dusty.
Shh, you guys keep the worst secrets. Yes, Gnome, we'll find your dead brother and bring his corpse back to inspire you to fix the armor.
He's not dead. We don't know that.
I certainly hope he isn't. It's Arun, by the way, Arun Iskar. It's nice meeting you. Would you really take a look and see if you can find anything?
I mean, we really have nothing else to do till the armor gets back, so yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
If we find any news of your kin, would you be willing to knock the price down? Would it be free?
Well,
Let's go with that. I find your brother, your long-lost brother of 3 days, and my armor repairs will be free.
Honestly, don't tell him I said this, but yes, he'd probably be furious with me for giving away a commission, but I haven't been able to work at all. I've been so worried, and that the peace of mind would be worth it. I'm sure he's fine, and he'll berate me later for agreeing to this. But please, yes, that would be wonderful. Have you traveled in the mountains before? I suppose you'll need some directions.
Mostly up and down.
Wait, you go through, don't you?
Anyone besides this one want to take the directions?
I can take the directions. I'll write them down.
Yes, you are very good at writing, Luke.
I am. That's factual.
So, he proceeds to describe the path, how you head up this mountain and around the bend here, and it's sort of a hidden path that's not very well traveled. It leads to a gnome village, and he's actually very comfortable giving the directions to Luke, being another gnome. And he kind of looked a little nervous about the idea of giving the directions to someone else, in fact. And so he describes this path, and you'll eventually come to a trail, and at that point, you've got about 3 hours left, he says, once you get on the trail.
Oh, I'm exhausted already. Oh, God.
Now that we're out here in the wilderness, I might as well give a blessing to someone who needs advantage on their initiative rolls.
Not it. If you said your name is Arun, A-R-U-N?
Arun, yes, A-U-R-U-N. Arun Iskar.
And what was your brother's name?
Farum.
Okay, Farum is missing. Parentheses, possibly dead.
Loop's got it.
I really hope this free armor is a dead or alive thing, statistically speaking.
I could go for being more quick on the draw, so to speak.
Excellent. I hold up my Saloon, what's the word? That
Holy symbol?
Yep, that's it. Playing a cleric for the first time. Holy symbol. And it glows with purple twilight aura, which channels towards you, and you now have a vigilant blessing.
As this very magical thing is happening to me, I take a swig. Just
I've made a grave mistake.
Art kind of rattles his fingers against his shield, which is also his gong and musical instrument.
That's very efficient, actually.
I got a question for the group. Are we going to be talking much on the way there?
Well, we have to do something to pass the time.
I can tell you all about the weight of sparrows if you want, and how rocks work.
I can tell you how I became a bard because my dad was a miner, and then he grew up, and then he became a miner. And my grandfather was a miner, and then he grew up and he became a miner. and they wanted me to be a miner, but I grew up and I didn't want to do that.
I'm gonna spend my one bottled respite per long rest and jump into my bottle
Fucking hell.
and make them carry me up the path.
We leave him behind.
I just
No.
wasted my vigilant blessing on them.
Can we borrow a cork?
I'll still use it.
Maybe we can
So
all fit in
cozy in
there,
here.
and then one person walks.
I think I have to choose who comes with me, and I'm already in.
I open the little
bullshit.
cork on the top and go, "Hey,
You're
hey,
up.
come out."
I can't.
Yes, you can.
I'm stuck in here for a long time.
No, you're not.
It's true. But I've wasted this already for a bit, so I need you to take me up to the entrance to wherever this dead guy is.
We're still next to the brother. You probably shouldn't say that.
Then close the bottle.
I think after 4 times he gets it. I don't think we're surprising him anymore.
He actually, now that you've all agreed to go check on Ferrum, he actually seems to be a little more cheerful. And he actually goes back over to the forge and picks up his hammer and actually starts doing a little work and says, well, you know what? Drinks will be on me whenever you bring Ferrum back. Good luck. Be safe in the mountains. It's always a little dangerous in the wilderness.
Make sure you have at least 20 gold then. Okay, bye.
3 armor and free drinks. I will follow Loop out.
Wait, did anyone actually pick up my bottle and bring it with them, or am I gonna have to
I'll
hop out?
carry it.
Yay!
Since this is a new mechanic, if you pour something in the bottle, is it like an I Dream of Genie thing where the whole room floods? Or is it like a celestial space or something?
I think it's almost like a bag of holding, kind of, I think. It's like an interdimensional space. I think technically the only way that something can get in is if I designate it to come in with me. So you could pour water in it, it'll just, I don't know, overflow or something. GM's discretion.
We'll jump that fence if we get to it. The party leaves the forge and starts making their way up into the mountains. And Loop has the directions, but I guess go ahead and give me a little bit of a marching order here. Is Loop leading, or is someone else in leading taking directions from Loop?
I can lead, but I'm not great at survival. So
I have 4 in survival.
you're better in survival.
Excellent. I will walk hand in hand with you.
Well, my hands are busy writing, but okay.
Well, you don't have to hold my hand if you don't want to.
All right, let's go ahead and get some rolls started here. Since Loop is helping with this, go ahead and roll that survival check at advantage, Nilo.
He said it's up the mountain.
Of course.
We already knew it was up the mountain. That's how mountains work.
Well, I'm helping.
Did somebody open a bottle?
15.
Yeah, between the two of you've got a pretty good idea, and the directions were pretty good. A couple bits of it were actually given in Gnomish to be more precise, and with Loop helping, you're able to make good time. And in just a couple hours, he said it would probably take 2 or 3, but in just a couple hours, you find the trail he was talking about and start heading down that way, knowing you've only got 3 more hours to the village, where if you haven't seen anything yet, you'll be able to inquire about Ferrum.
I will eventually open the bottle and be like, Gail, it's time to come out now.
Are we at the village yet?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it's so noisy here. Oh my, can't you hear the village bustling?
Yes, I can hear noises inside of here, and it sounds pretty quiet.
I actually rolled an 18 minus 1, so 17 on deception to convince you that we're in the village.
Would it help if I blow across the top of the bottle?
I got an 18 plus nothing on my roll.
Oh, you beat me by 1.
They're chicken sounds. Buck, buck, buck.
I mean, this is just embarrassing, so I'm gonna pop out.
It sure is a nice village.
I'm gonna be holding a bottle of like elven wine now. I'll be like, all right, this was just sad. I knew you guys were if you want my company that bad, you can just say so.
Yes, fucking stay with us.
Where'd you get that? How much alcohol do you have in your alcohol bottle?
Do you happen to have a nice ginger spritzer?
My dad gave me like 50 gold when I entered this plane, so
Wow.
50 gold.
You spent all of your money on alcohol?
Yeah,
Feel like sharing?
sure.
And I reach out for the elven wine.
I can't get any more until tomorrow. I can't go back in my bottle until I rest.
Why would you waste it now?
To avoid this 3-hour walk.
Of course.
I'll share the wine on the rest of the way there.
As you're talking about spirits, who's out front at this point? Is it still Nyla?
Yeah, I guess it would be me and Luke.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like Loop is mostly chatting with Gale for the moment. So while they're doing that, Nyla, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, this is gonna probably be worse than my passive perception. Oh, just kidding. 18 plus 6, 24.
Excellent. You're walking down this small dirt trail that's just barely worn into the side of the mountain, running along not quite a ridge line. And there's trees and shrubs on either side of the path. And as you're going along, you notice a bit of root that looks just a little bit out of place. It's like a tree had its roots growing across the path, but something about it doesn't look quite right.
Look, everyone, this root seems odd.
I don't know much about nature, but yeah. Okay.
Is it magical? You're
I
quite
can
good
check to
at
see if it's
magical
magical.
things. I'm not sure. It looks so out of place.
I'm a city kid. I don't know what you mean by weird. It looks like roots to me.
I rolled a 21 on Arcana to see if it's magical.
As you approach, you don't see anything, particularly any sort of auras or anything coming from this root, but it does seem to be sticking out up at a funny angle, almost as if it's meant to trip someone. And as the few of you are gathered around kind of glancing at it, you hear a bit of a rustle in the bushes as out of them pop a few creatures, and we're going to roll initiative.
Dun, dun.
It's not magical.
Oh boy.
I rolled so bad.
Same.
5.
22.
Wow.
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god.
I got 2.
Oh, you're worse than me. Jeez.
I have a 4.
No.
Oh my god.
god.
Why am I going first? No.
I mean, you're closer to the branches.
Okay, I apologize, but I am going to have to ask for all of those again, and if you don't mind, I'm going to start with Hargrick.
4.
4. And Nilo.
5.
We suck.
And Gale.
2.
And Luke.
22.
Putting us all to shame.
It's more than all of ours
Go
combined.
off.
All right. So in that case, up first is going to be Luke. So as you're looking at it and you realize that there's not really anything magical about this root, it's kind of sticking up out of the ground. Awful sort of trip hazard. You hear the rustling and these 4 creatures come out of the bushes on the edge of the trail. And they've got these wings and their bodies are completely red and they're very small. You would call them maybe even like tiny creatures. And they got these like pointed little horns and they're going, yeah. Loop, you're up. What would you like to do?
I don't understand you, and it takes too long to cast comprehend languages. So, I hope you're bad people, and I'm gonna try to move to position myself to where I can get as many of them in a line as possible.
Okay, yeah, you're able to just kind of back up a little bit on the trail, and you would guess get about 3 of them in a line.
Cool. I need those 3 to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
As I pull out a piece of rotten food from my bag and crumble it up and then shoot a stream of acid 30 feet long and 5 feet wide in their general direction.
Woohoo.
Casting Tasha's Caustic Brew.
So the first one got a 14.
Pass.
Okay, the second one was a 23, and then the third one I imagine is going to fail with a 9.
A 9 will fail.
Okay.
So the one that fails takes 2d4 acid damage at the start of each of its turns, and it has to make an action to get it off.
Okay, and that's the only effects is for that one?
Yeah, because it missed the other 2.
Okay, that's a pretty cool spell.
Yeah, so on the beginning of its turn, it will take damage, and it will continue to take damage until it takes it off.
All right, anything else, Loop, on your turn?
I don't think I have any bonus actions, do I? Nope. Nope, that's it.
Also, I forgot to roll with advantage because of the magics, so I got
Vigilant blessing.
I got a 9 instead of a 2, which is still pretty garbage.
That's okay. I'll go ahead and note that, and that will bump you up in the order here. So Luke flings this acid across, and a couple of them dodge out of the way, and the third one kind of takes it to the face, and that one is actually going to go next. Remind me of the damage roll at the start of the turn.
2d4. Do you want me to roll or are you rolling?
I'm going to roll since it's at the start of their turn, and that is 7, as it's almost as if the acid just starts burning a hole right through its wing and half of its face, and it's just really smoky coming off of this creature, and it smells awful. It's not just the acid and the burning, but like the sulfur smell to it as well.
It's the rotten meat component.
It and 3 of its friends come forward, and seeing you having attacked and almost gotten the jump on them, it is going to strike out at you. And it is going to try to sting you. So the first one, there's 3 of these. The first one is a 16 to hit.
I'm gonna cast shield.
Nice. So that'll last for the duration of all of these. So that's excellent. The second one comes in with an attempt to sting at 12. That'll also miss. And the third one, 7. Looks like they can't quite get you. What does your shield look like? I think it's probably different for a lot of different wizards. What does Luke's shield look like?
It looks like a giant book that just like floats in front of her, slightly invisible, slightly see-through, and it just says "How not to get hit." 101 on the cover.
Perfect. Gale, you are up.
Nice. Are these creatures speaking primordial by any chance?
Are they speaking primordial? No.
Okay. That's just one of the languages I know. So, seeing the one that Loop shot acid at, I'm going to follow suit, and I'm going to use poison spray.
They've actually come in, and they're in pretty close range to the group, so you don't really have to maneuver very much to do that. That is a dexterity saving throw, is that correct?
Yeah, DC 13.
They got a 7. Roll that damage.
Nice. I got 8 points of poison damage. As just like out of my whiskey bottle shoots just like acidic alcohol that sprays in their face.
Go ahead and describe what this creature sounds like as you finish it off.
I think just like it's already kind of singeing, so I throw this alcohol, and you know when you put like that like cleaning solution on cuts and it kind of bubbles up a little bit like the white foam? It's gonna do that on all the pocks that Luke made with the acid. It's just gonna kind of like foam up. And then it'll just like fall out of the air and just like sizzle on the ground.
It sizzles and then it almost evaporates in that awful stench. Anything else on your turn, Gale?
Yeah, I will bonus action high five Loop.
Free action to high five Loop.
High five.
Beautiful.
He very awkwardly does the high five, not understanding, and then it's like, ow.
The fourth imp,
that's my turn.
as the players or listeners may have guessed these creatures are, the fourth imp turns invisible, and you can no longer see it. Perhaps
Coward.
it realized they broke cover too soon. And with that, it is Nilo's turn, and Hardrick, you'll be after Nilo.
Have any of the other imps taken damage yet, or was it all on that one that died?
Of Luke could be someone.
Okay, I am going to cast. Do I want to do this? I'm debating using Fairy Fire on it, but it's just an imp. I don't really want to waste a spell slot. So I'm just going to cast Sacred Flame on one of the imps that I can see in front of me. So they have to do a dex save.
Wait, your god doesn't give you spells every time you take a nap? My dad does.
When I sleep, yeah, but not when I just nap.
Nah, just like an hour.
18 on that dex save.
Fucking hell, that
Boo.
succeeds.
In this awful voice you hear, fucking hell indeed.
Oh, you speak common. She writes that down.
Hardrick, I'm sorry, Nilo, was there anything else on your turn?
No, I'm okay for now. Thank you.
All right, Hardrick, you are up, and then we'll be back to Loop after
Hardrick is going to also not waste a fairy fire, seeing how the first one became brown bacon pretty quickly. And walk up, pull out his warhammer, and use the long side of it to slap at whichever little creature is closest to him.
Okay, go ahead and make that attack roll.
It did not go well. Let's just say no.
Harder waving the handle of a hammer around, it sounds like.
Pretty much. It barely stayed in the hand.
Oh, goodness. As it easily dodges out of the way. Anything else on your turn, Harder?
No, mostly just be embarrassed because that was his first big show in front of the group and it didn't go well.
It's okay, you got this. Just throw liquid at them. That seems to be their weakness.
Luke, what would you like to do?
Realizing that we might not get to sleep anytime soon, her magical book fades. It folds itself and then shrinks and goes into her pocket, even though it just vanishes in the pocket. And the two imps are like directly in front of her.
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
Okay, then she will use poison spray directly in front of her on one of them.
All
So you have
right.
to make a con save.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
All right. 15.
Dang it.
We're two baby adventurers.
We're level 4.
She just says, it would have been more beneficial if you attacked another one and then I would have let the acid kill that one, but that's okay. We'll do better next time, as the poison misses.
As the poison flies through the air, or I guess drifts through the air, the spray drifts through the air, the imp kind of almost leans into it and seems to enjoy it as it goes by. And it is the imp's turn as it takes another swipe at you with the stinger.
At me? Little me?
At you. Little
Oh.
you are the center of its attention. 19 to hit.
That definitely hits, and shield won't help me.
All right. That's going to be 15 damage.
Holy. Okay.
That's a combination of piercing damage and poison damage, as you can feel it. Oh, I'm sorry, that rolled all at once. First, you get to make a con save. You may not have to take all of that.
Oh, okay. That's good. Oh, ooh, okay. And it's against magic. No, it's not. Okay. I got a 20. Dirty 20.
Nice. Okay, nice. You're going to take 7 piercing damage and 4 poison damage after the successful con save.
Okay.
All right,
Awesome.
and we have another imp who's going to try the same trick.
Mm-hmm. Luke
This
is
one
a
rolls a
scared-
14.
Yeah, that I'm a squishy wizard. I'm good. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna change that to nope. Okay. Nah, I'm probably gonna die.
It's okay. We
I'm
got
changing
a
to a
cleric. That the god will bring it back
Yeah.
or whatever.
All right, you changing that attack roll to a 1?
Yes,
Ooh.
using my divination portion.
Nice. Yeah, it does. It's almost like time stops for just a moment, and the stinger just inches just to the side and misses.
Yeah, she
And-
just like reaches her hand out in fear, and she's just like no, and then she dodges out of the way just a little bit. She's like, oh,
Okay.
that worked.
Gale, you are up.
Are the two imps within 5 feet of each other?
That's correct.
All right. So I'm going to take out my spear, two-hand it, and then I'm gonna take some of the wine that I've been holding in my mouth and spit it onto the pointer and use green flame blade. So it's going to
Ooh.
spray all over the front of the spear and light on fire. And then I'm going to attack the closest imp to me.
Excellent. Make that attack roll.
Oh, that's 10.
Oh, we're not doing good.
10 does not hit. These tiny little creatures are able to stay mobile and dodge out of the way of your strike.
Dang it.
Anything else on your turn?
No. Well, what's your rule about casting 2 spells on one turn? I know some people do, like, you can cast a leveled spell and then a cantrip, but it's
That's
up to you.
correct. Yeah, a leveled spell and a cantrip, as long as one of them's an action and one's a bonus action or something.
Cool. Then I'm going to use my metamagic adept feat to quicken spell and use mirror image. And just a bunch of wind is going to shoot out of my vessel and create, I believe it's 3 copies of me.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, 3 illusory duplicates of myself will just be like huddled around me, looking exactly like me. Like, oops, I goofed up.
All right. Feeling a little more secure with the decoys in place, Gale swings and misses as the missing imp shows itself and takes a strike at Hargrick,
Oh,
having
thank God.
invisibly gotten around the backside of the group. And Hargrick, the sting comes in at a 13 to hit.
And Hardrick laughs. Ha! That's a miss.
Ah, excellent. The invisibility didn't quite do the trick, and the imp is a little concerned after that and starts to move away. It does leave your range, Hardrick.
I guess I'd like to take an attack of opportunity on it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I like to imagine that when it struck you, you just lifted up your gong and it hit it and it got confused and reverberated into the imp.
Kind of buzz. A 15
15 will hit.
or 6 bludgeoning or piercing. I don't know, what is this? This one is a, what am I using? Oh, I'm using a warhammer, so I guess it's bludgeoning. So what else would you use with a gong? Duh.
All right, it takes a good smack and almost loses its flight, and it's looking pretty bruised already. As we go to Nilo.
Nilo's gonna see how these imps have been doing some damage already, and she's gonna clutch Saloon's symbol to her chest and start to emanate a twilight glow around her. So a 30-foot radius dim light sphere is centered on me, and everyone who ends their turn in the sphere gets some temp HP
Yay.
from me.
Oh, I'm blacking out. I'm blacking out,
Nice.
everyone. Oh,
Dim light, it's fine.
I'm fainting again.
You really have a problem.
Nilo positions herself so that her allies are just inside this sphere's ranges and is kind of looking to make sure that they're able to gain that temp HP at the end of their turns. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it for me.
Harvard, you are up now. You've got an imp that just started flying away and got about 20 feet after you smacked it. And then right near you, you've got another 2 imps that have been pestering Luke.
So Hardrick is going to hustle his little dwarven self over right in between them, so they're both about 10 feet away, and cast Fairy Fire. And he says, "You little bastards aren't going to disappear from me again." And I think he caught all 3 of them within his Fairy Fire, so they have to take a save or glow and not be able to become invisible.
Nice. And is that a dex save?
That is a dex save.
Okay, the first one rolled a 12.
That passed.
What? What's your spell save?
Second one rolled a 20.
Also passed.
And the third one rolled a 7.
That one did not pass. If I mentioned he's not a very good bard, so his charisma is really low. This is not what he was meant to be in life, but he decided he's going to do it anyway.
Thus the gong.
Yeah.
He didn't even qualify for percussion. They just gave him a gong.
Nice.
You just hold on to this and hit it when we tell you to.
Pretty much, he waits for the guy in the suit to point at him. Any attack has advantage on it.
Ooh.
Nice.
So hit the glowing one.
Yeah, so Hardrick was focusing a little bit on the one that was getting away and wasn't quite focusing so much on the positioning for the other 2. But the one that seemed to be trying to flee is now lit up as we are going to go back to the top of the order with Loop.
Cool. She's going to go. That is a good idea, and she will aim firebolts at the glowy one. First roll was a 3, so the second roll was a 17 plus 6. So I think that hits.
You hit it squarely and the flames light it up as it cackles with glee, enjoying the warmth.
No acid, not fire. We gotta throw more acid at them. That's what's been working.
That's not very nice. Well, if it took damage, it took 2, but if it didn't take damage, then...
Yeah, this appeared to have not hurt it at all.
She goes, huh, interesting. And she writes down, no fire on weird pointy-eared things. Must research name. That's my turn.
Okay. The 2 that have been pestering you go now, and one of them is going to try again to sting you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, at the end of your turn, you get 6 plus 4, 10
Wow.
and temp HP.
Yay!
Oh yeah.
As you're about to be bombarded with stingers.
Yeah, this one rolled a 12 on the attack.
Yep,
All right.
I'm a wizard.
Then you got that temp HP, and Hardrick, I believe you got the temp HP also, so take a note of that.
Oh yeah, I'll roll for you too. You get only 6.
And I have the other one.
Loop, you're going to take 4 piercing damage, and I need you to roll another con save as the stinger finds you and you feel that poison start to creep in again.
14.
14 saves, so you're only going to take half of this, which is going to be 8 poison damage.
8 was half?
Yeah, that's correct.
Hmm.
So that's 8 poison damage, and that was 4 piercing damage.
Well, all my temp HP is gone, but I'm not dead. So.
Still alive!
Yeah.
That's all that counts.
The other imp there is a little intrigued by the gales that have popped up, and so the imp is going to try to sting one of these.
Are you rolling the d20?
No, you go ahead and roll it. This one's a fun spell.
It's gonna hit one of my duplicates because I got a 5.
Oh, all right. So it hits one of your duplicates squarely for a 19, as I imagine it kind of evaporates
Oh no!
in a cloud of air.
One down, two to go.
Well, speaking of going, Gale, it's your turn to go.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna take some more of the wine that I have stored in my mouth because, as an air genasi, I don't have to breathe. And I'm going to spit it all over the front of my spear and try to two-hand stab this imp. Which, to it, there's 3 of me doing this identically.
Or 2 now?
No, there's 3 copies originally,
okay,
so there's
right.
3 of me. All 3 of them are stabbing it with this flaming spear.
Nice. Make the attack roll.
Ooh, that's a 21.
Excellent. That definitely hits. Let's do some damage.
It's going to be a d8. So that's 3 on the first imp. And then that fire's going to oh, fuck, it's fire damage. So the first one is piercing damage, but then fire damage is going to leap and do probably no damage, but equal to my spellcaster ability modifier, which is 4. So it might take 4 damage, or just enjoy this alcohol-infused fire.
It just laughs and rolls its head on its shoulders as it flaps its wings and prepares for a stinger on its next go. But it's not that one's turn yet. The one that was fleeing has a turn, and it is going to use its full movement and its dash to fly 60 feet out.
And Gale, you get 9 temp HP.
Nice.
Kind of into the shrubs up the side of the mountain away from the trail.
Coward!
I can still see you. You're glowing.
And next we have Nilo.
All right, Nilo is gonna look at her friends around her that seem to need a bit more help, and she's gonna pray to Saloon and cast Bless on all 3 of her companions. Saloon, be with us. And you all get to add a d4? A d4 to every attack roll or saving throw.
Oh, my dad's not gonna like this.
Excellent. The party feels a little bit better off. Anything else on your turn before we go to Harper?
I will give myself 2 plus 4, 6 temp HP.
Nice. Oh yeah, and Gale will need a roll for that as Hardrick starts.
Yes,
his
Gale
turn.
got 9.
Okay, great. Excellent.
Can
it for me.
Hardrick still see the fleeing, glowing imp that he's been picking on?
It's starting to go through the bushes, but it was glowing. So go ahead and I'll give you a perception check to see what kind of read you think you might have on it.
Sure, because I was going to pull out my crossbow and hit it. I think that's 80 feet.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
disadvantage?
it's within 80 feet.
Okay, well, perception up. No, I don't see it. It's gone. I have a 4, I'm pretty sure. I can't see myself.
Okay. So because it's lit up, I will say that you can go ahead and take a shot. It's just going to have 3/4 cover.
Oh, I'll still take a shot. Art doesn't like things running away from him after he wasted a spell on them.
Yeah. Add
Oh,
a
a
plus
D4?
4 or a d4. Also.
So that is 14 plus a 4.
Yeah.
So 18.
18.
Yeah, 18 hits. Roll damage from that crossbow.
Nice. 6 points of damage.
All right. Hargrick drops the warhammer, pulls out that crossbow, and just follows the light dancing through the bushes, fires a bolt, and it hits its mark as a puff of smoke dissipates through the light, and the motion ceases. We are going back to the top of the order with Loop, and we've got 2 imps remaining.
Hardwick gives a little finger roll on his gong in celebration.
Are there any within 10 feet of me?
You've got 2 imps that are both in melee range to you.
Okay. Then poison spray on the one that looks more hurt.
Okay.
Let's see.
It rolled a 12.
Hey, it fails.
Woo!
Okay.
It takes 12 damage.
It takes the poison spray straight to the face, and you can just see the vapors churn through the air as it just breathes it in and smiles at you, seemingly unharmed by poison damage.
On.
Hey, guys, can we feed them less and kill them more? I appreciate that.
That was such a good roll, though. That was such a good roll.
Anything else on your turn, Luke?
No.
You can get more temp
All
HP.
right.
6 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 10.
Yay.
Nice. Luke
Luke-
might need that as another stinger strike comes in.
Hold on, I'm writing in my journal. Don't poison or fire. I have nothing else, guys. Can I smack it with a mage hand?
13 hits this time again, I think.
Yep.
All right. And make that Constitution saving throw.
I think I know who I'm giving my talisman to.
17.
Plus a d4. But you probably pass anyways.
18.
Oh.
Yeah, so that is going to be another 4 piercing damage and another 8 poison damage.
Okay.
All right, and the other one is it's fascinated by this mirror image, and it's going to again try to strike at Gale.
Haha, there are so many of me. You will never succeed, dumb imp. It's like, I'm gonna roll again. Yeah, it hits. It hits me.
This time it's an
Aw.
11 on the attack roll.
That
All
just
right.
hits me.
Go ahead and make an Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing I'm good
Plus a
at.
d4.
Yeah.
Plus a D4.
That's a 21.
Woo!
Very nice. So you do take 6 piercing damage, but for the poison damage, you're only going to take 5.
My body is 90% poison. Come on.
And it's your turn to respond, Kel.
Also, when it hits me, I've got like a choker with like a little stone talisman on it with like a wind image. It's going to pulse out and deal 2 points of damage to the imp and push it 10 feet away from me.
Ooh, interesting.
Thanks, Dad.
It looks at you very curiously now. It was already interested because of the mirror image. Now it's very curious. And it's your turn.
I'm going to both me and my last remaining mirror image are going to flip my hand axe up, and I'm just going to chuck it. We're both technically chucking it at the imp, but only one of them's a real axe.
Make that attack roll.
The d4.
With the D4. See, I just got metal
With the
dice,
D4.
and the D4
Plus
is
up.
dangerous. The D4 is actually sharp. Oh, that's 6. That's a 9 on
The
that
hand
one.
axe goes wide. Anything else on your turn?
You get 10
no.
temp HP.
Sick. Yeah, I don't have any other bonus actions except for Misty Step, but that wouldn't help me in this situation, so I'm good.
Okay, the imp that fled is down, so that means we're going to Nilo now, and Hargrick will be after Nilo.
All right. She turns to Loop and she says, "How are you feeling? Do you want me to heal you? What are you at right now?"
Ow.
Okay. And she'll place a hand on Loop and she's going to cast Cure Wounds at first level, which is a d8 plus my spellcasting modifier. Oh, fuck me. I rolled a 1. That's 4 for you. Oh, sorry. Nope. 7 for you.
Slightly less out. I was bloodied.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. And that's it for me.
One of Loop's particularly bad puncture wounds starts to knit itself back up as the magic works its way in, and we go to Hargrick. You've got one imp that was just pushed away. It's about 10 feet away from you, and you've got another one that is still right next to Loop.
Hardrick is going to turn towards the one that is next to Loop with all of the grace that a dwarf can muster, swing his warhammer, trying to hit this tiny little not glowing thing with a 5.
Plus a D4.
Oh, sure. I'm sure that'll make all the difference. It's now a 6.
Ooh, nice.
6 doesn't hit.
Oh, I was sure that extra one would do it.
Anything else, Hardrick?
No, just embarrassment.
All right, we're going to go to Luke now.
I don't have anything, Bo, and she just pulls out her quarterstaff and tries to smack it with a 12.
Ooh. Is that +4 or plus D4?
Oh, plus a D4. Hold on.
Yeah.
13.
Damn it.
13 does hit.
Oh, and it was two-handed, so that's a whole 5 damage. And that's more damage than I've done so far. No, that's not. Second about, but that's more than I did the last couple of rounds.
I'll go to high five you again, but I'm going to use the mirror image. So if you do high five it, you are going to push through.
All right. It is going to respond with another sting.
You get 9 temp HP, Loop.
Yay! It's the only thing keeping me alive right now.
Let's see how this goes. Another 13.
Dang, low armor class.
Make that con save.
No, it's bound to happen eventually. 10.
Plus a
10.
D4.
Yeah,
I don't think that's gonna matter, but
plus that D4.
14.
Ooh.
Yeah, 14 saves. So
Yes!
you're going to take 4 piercing damage, and this time you're only going to take 2 poison damage.
Holy crap! I still have temp HP after that.
Yay. Twilight clerics are great.
The other imp that got pushed away turns invisible. And it's
Coward.
Gale's turn.
I can't really. Yeah, I'm gonna chuck a dagger in the spot that it was, even though I'm sure it moved.
Sure, go ahead and make an attack roll.
I assume with disadvantage.
Yes, that's correct.
Plus a D4.
Plus a D4.
All right, so that first one was a 25.
But-
So, oh, the second one's not bad. That's a 20.
Nice.
Your dagger flies expertly through the space
Phew.
previously occupied by the imp and
He is not
continues
there.
through the air before landing in the shrubs.
I threw all my
Anything
weapons
else on your
away,
turn
guys.
before we go to Nyla?
I'm gonna try to high five my mirror image, but it turns away from me, and we just high five, but like forward, and I get really upset. Why does it have to be mirror?
Nyla, what you got for us?
The dagger didn't look like it hit anything, right?
I hit a bush.
Correct.
I did damage to that
Okay.
bush.
I'm going to hold my action until I can see the imp again.
Okay, I'll allow that. And there is still one visible next to Luke. You don't want to do
sorry.
anything there?
Has it taken damage yet?
It has.
All right, then I will cast Turning My Eyes. I see Luke being bombarded, and I cast Toll the Dead on this imp. So he's going to have to make a wisdom saving
Oh,
throw.
yes. I love the spell. It is such a good cantrip. 8. Roll that sweet, sweet
Yes,
D12.
my soccer ball. 8 necrotic damage as he hears bells start to chime in his head, and Nyla whispers, "Ding dong, your time is done."
And when you say done, it vanishes in a poof of smoke, and this acrid smell
Yay!
fills Luke's nostrils as it
No.
vaporized in front of her.
Yay!
And at this point, it is Hardrick's turn, but the only enemy remaining has turned invisible and currently, to the best of your knowledge, has fled. Hardrick, is there anything you'd like to do to attempt pursuit?
Hardrick is going to also hold his action and kind of jump in like third circles in a circle, like scattering his eyes around. Like he thinks he's just positive that this thing's gonna pop up and try and stab him, but he doesn't want to be stabbed in the back, so he's gonna keep just going in circles until basically he fires himself out.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you're trying to stay alert and see if you can spot this thing.
Perception, 16.
16. You do see one of the bushes rustle about 20 or 30 feet off the trail.
20 or 30, because my movement is 25. Oh, am I getting there? Not quite.
30 feet would put you in melee range. Unfortunately, that's not quite there.
Then I'm going to hustle over, my gong jangling, and not quite make it, I guess, and then just stand there
Okay.
and huff and puff.
All right. Yeah. At this point, does the party want to give chase?
I'm
No,
just
thank you.
He's going to leave me running off in the bushes alone. Come on, guys, we can still get him.
I'm gonna shout out. Did you happen to kill a gnome out here? Because it'll make our day a lot faster if you did.
Oh, they almost got it, the gnome, but we can't bring that one back. I think he'd notice. It's different.
A different gnome. He probably looked like a blacksmith or their brother. And then I'm not gonna chase. I don't want to run after it.
Well, I'm not gonna leave Hargrick alone, so I'll chase.
I have tiny little legs. I'm just gonna sit on the tree limb.
Yeah, you can. You've done more than enough, Loop. You've taken quite a beating.
Yeah, I'll sit
I
next to
was
Luke.
the tank for this one, and I don't know why.
That wasn't planned. So
Wizard
real quick,
tank.
to try to resolve this, Nilo and Hargrick, I want you to each I'll give you the choice. You can either give me an athletics check or a perception check as you're trying to pursue this invisible creature as it flits through the shrubs and brush, kind of almost up the side of the mountain.
I will roll perception with a nat 20.
Okay.
Ooh,
All right.
+4.
No, I don't.
And
I'm
Hargrick.
not blessed. I don't get the +4.
+4.
I'll do the athletics check, but he is obviously winded running up the side of a mountain and has a 11.
So, Nilo, you're able to keep up well enough, and Hargrick, you're starting to get worried about, leaving the rest of the folks behind and, taking a couple breaths as you go. But Nilo, you're able to follow for a little bit
I'm almost there. I can get it.
and not quite catch up, but you keep catching glimpses of a rustle or the sound of a movement, and you're able to find your way through. And then as you're kind of dodging between the bushes, you look down and you kind of realize, oh, there's almost like a path here. It's almost like this thing's following a path or something. Do you want to try to keep pursuing it, or do you want to head back to the group?
What is this path? Wait, is this me or is this Hargrick that sees it? Yeah. Crap. I'll turn back to everyone and say, "There's a path over here!" And I'm gonna keep chasing it.
I just
think.
look at Gale and go, yelling is not a good idea.
I mean, technically I yelled when I asked if it killed a gnome.
That also was not a good idea. That would attract more monsters, potentially.
Maybe we should go follow
It
them.
is bad to split the party. Statistically, that means more death.
Do you want a piggyback ride?
Yes, please.
All right, I just get on. Oh, no, sorry, that's the mirror image. Don't try that one. Get on.
Hargrick is going
Go
to keep giving chase.
Hello. Sorry for the interruption here, but I wanted to give you a advertisement for one of our friends in the tabletop community. Please give it a listen and go check them out.
Hello, friend. What brings you here to Sashi's? Are you looking for some of his delicious sashimi rolls? Oh, you're looking for a story. Well, you've come to just the right place. A few weeks ago, our city was attacked by the Cult of the Deep One, and... Oh, you know this one already? Yes, well, what if I told you the cult was still out there, hiding right beneath our noses, and our fate rested in the hands of 4 wizard roommates who ditched school to become pirates? Preposterous, I know, but I saw them with me own 2 eyes. They are the strangest wizards I ever did see. So big and muscular, the lot of them. I heard they stole one of the cult's ships, fight some dinosaurs with their bare hands, and face the horrors of the sea to destroy one of their cursed artifacts. Hey, where are you going? The story has only just begun.
Hi, I'm Mike, the storyteller for Tales of Asperon. If you enjoyed this preview of our second 5th edition Real Play podcast, The Gilded Lily, check out our website at www.toapodcast.com. You can also find us on your favorite podcatchers. Hope to see you soon.
And now, back to the show.
All right, so the group in one way or another starts making their way along this path, and Nyla, you see it first, and it kind of doesn't take too much longer before Hargrit comes up, and then following is Gale and Loop. But you see that it appears the imp has led you to this ruined shrine or temple of some kind, this old stone structure, and it's like nestled in the side of the mountain, and it's like crumbling. The front right corner from your perspective is almost completely caved in, and the doors, both double doors, are like off their hinges, open into the structure. But it definitely, the path and the sounds of the imp seem to have made their way to this structure. What would the party like to do?
I can use all my dwarven expertise. Of course, I was a miner before I grew up. And I'm going to investigate the mine and see if I can learn anything about it.
Yeah, you're looking at the stonework, and it's definitely been around for a few hundred years, and it's probably been abandoned for a few hundred years since it was built. So
it looks pretty new, guys. It's only a couple hundred years old.
Is it magic, alchemical, or technological?
I guess it's technological in the sense that it takes a little technology to build a temple. I don't know.
Then I get twice my proficiency to history checks related to it.
Ooh.
That
All right.
That wasn't a great roll.
Go ahead and do it at advantage, since Hargrick's also looking at the history of the stone with you. We'll count that as helping.
Okay. 22.
Cool. So you kind of cautiously position yourself so you can get a little bit better view, and maybe even get a little bit closer cautiously. And you can tell that the way this was built, it was almost built into the mountain at one point in time, and some sort of rock slide has since caused it to cave in on the front a little bit, collapsing that front corner wall. And it definitely looks damaged, but you can see that the doors, they open to a space inside, and not only that, as you're looking over the stone columns out front, there's one that's still intact, and you look at carvings on the wall that have been a bit worn by the weather, and you start to see that, yes, this is definitely some kind of temple that it's just been abandoned for ages. Hundreds of years, probably.
I believe that this is a temple, though of what I do not know, and it's been abandoned for a really long time.
That's a bit of a fixer-upper.
Is it Saloon? I don't think I see any Saloon symbols on here. But I am 100 years old, so there's a chance that I would know if I roll.
I only know one god, and that's Saloon. Technically, my dad's not a god.
Can I do a
Yeah,
religion
sure, go
check?
ahead. And I'll take into account the history check as well on this.
14.
14. You can't tell exactly which god or goddess, which deity this temple once stood for, but something's odd, because, even being 100 years old, you don't really remember this being much of a crossroads or people traveling in this area. But there's definitely some symbols here that suggest that this is some sort of deity associated with travel.
It has to do with traveling, but this isn't an area that people would normally travel to.
That's ironic.
And I do a perception check of where we are. Is this a trap?
Yeah, you can certainly look for traps. Go ahead and roll that.
I rolled so bad. At least I have a +6, so 9.
9. You take a good look at the column that's up, and it doesn't look like it's rigged to collapse and cave in the mountain or anything like that.
Before we go in, I'm going to take off my choker with the talisman on it, and I'm going to hand it to Loop, and I'm going to say, I think it's your turn with my dad's talisman.
What does this
again.
do?
Remember, when you get hit, it'll push people away from you. Sorry, it's a bit sweaty, and I just used it. So, but you can wear like a belt again if you want.
Okay, it works perfectly around my waist. Is it essential? No.
I mean,
Makes it.
I have to trigger it, so I just have to see that you get hit, and then I can do damage to them and push them away from you.
Okay.
I mean, my dad
Seem
did.
to rely on your dad for
You
a lot
guys
of
don't need
stuff.
to.
We should talk about that later.
Maybe if you guys had more affluent dads, you would too.
My father's very affluent.
Oh, see? Loop gets it.
My father is dead.
Well,
My dad was a miner, and then he grew up and became a miner.
you've said that joke like 20 times each day, and I still love it.
I don't have a lot of jokes. I didn't grow up in a very joking family, and I only know 2 songs.
That's fair. Do we want to go into this clearly totally not scary temple and see what's up? Maybe the Therum went in there?
I mean, how long have we been traveling for? Has it been like 8 hours?
Do we want to take a rest?
Have we seen any signs of Arun anywhere?
You haven't noticed any. I mean, he's been missing for 3 days at least, so you haven't noticed any obvious signs of a scuffle. I will say that the root that you found that was sticking up, it did look like maybe it was the party kind of left that area in a hurry, but right before the imps attacked, you were starting to think that maybe that was the sign of some sort of trap that could be set to perhaps ensnare an unsuspecting traveler.
So perhaps Arun was brought back here if the imp was fleeing back to this location.
I thought the manager's name was Arun. I thought Therum was the dead
You're
brother.
Totally right. My bad. Bad note taking on my part. Apologies. I meant Therum.
I should have corrected you. I did take notes.
I mean, if you guys need to rest a bit, we could, but I'm good.
I mean, this temple's not going anywhere. We can go to the village and make sure he's just not hanging out there drinking pina coladas or something, and I'm back here. Pina colada sounds really good.
Go for a pina colada.
And if we go to the village, maybe we could just sleep for the night, and I could get my spells back.
What if Therum is being tortured?
Then but he's been being tortured for 3 days.
You want to make it
I
a
guess
4th?
Let's check out listen, you got the talisman. You can do the darkness thing again, right? We'll be good.
Fine.
I mean, I'm fine if we want to take a long rest. I feel a sense of urgency.
Could we at least
Yes.
take a shorter
Yes.
rest?
Let's
Some sort of short rest.
let's take a snack break, and I take out some nuts and raisins to share with everyone.
Yeah, so the party kind of scouts out a little spot just away from the temple such that you can kind of keep an eye on things. We can go ahead and do a quick short rest if folks want to roll ahead down here.
Yeah, I'm good with a snack because let's face it, we all this guy's probably pretty dead already.
How long does the temp HP last, by the way?
Until it's gone.
I think taking a short rest gets rid of it, but I'm not too sure.
I'll double check as you roll your hit die.
I'm gonna quietly step away from the group and whisper into the bottle, "Hey, Dad, I used mirror image. Can I get that back, please? Promise I used it to keep myself safe." Cool.
I'm gonna use Arcane Recovery and get 2 spell slots back, which are the 2 spell slots I spent. So I'm actually I'm good. No.
It doesn't say when it ends. It just says that the spell lasts for 1 minute, but whenever a creature ends its turn in my sphere, I grant temp HP. So I think you get it until it disappears.
Apparently it lasts, until you take a short rest.
Oh, okay. Just kidding. Where are you seeing that? I'm on roll 20.
I just Googled 5e rules.
Yeah, there's about 5 different pages that explain temp HP and the different situations, so Googling is probably the quickest way to find the answer. But yeah, I believe that's correct, is that the short rest kind of overrides it.
Well, don't worry. When we get back into battle, I'll just channel my Twilight Sanctuary again.
Cool, my dad gave me mirror image back. He says hi.
Hello. I speak into your little vessel. Hello, Gale's father.
He can't hear.
Oh,
He hung up.
bye.
I am fully recovered and have all my spell slots back, so I'm great.
All right, what would the party like to do?
I say Nilo goes first since you're very fit and hardy.
Indeed, I shall lead the way. And I start walking in.
I will hide behind
Is
Nilo.
it dark in the temple? Because I have a special ability for everybody.
It is dimly lit as you
Okay.
start to approach
I
the
will
doors.
use my Eyes of Night ability, which I can give up to 4 people. So everybody in the party will be able to receive dark vision
Oh,
I
for
already have that
300 feet.
Oh, well, I did not have
There
300.
you go.
I can see
Did you say 300
everything.
feet?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, that classes.
Twilight clerics are cool. They're
I
very cool.
live in the night.
All right. So, Nyla, you approach the doors and you see the dim light and ensure that your allies are going to be able to see through it fairly well. And as you peek through the door, you see that the double doors open to this grand room, or this room that probably once was grand, but now it lies long in ruin. There's a huge hole in the ceiling off to the right. The room's probably about like 50 feet square, or maybe it once was. The entire 10 feet, 15 feet of the room before you get to the wall is just rubble on your right side, and then a little beyond that there's a hole in the ceiling and a pile of rubble on the floor built up a good 10 feet high. You see that in the back of the room there are 2 closed doors leading north, and to the right there's another broken set of double doors that are open leading into a corridor.
Open or shut, everyone? Which way are we going?
I mean, if Therum came in here and then died, he wouldn't have been able to close the doors. Ergo, the open one seems most smart. Right, Loop? Does that math add up?
Unless he closed it to be safe from the other things.
Damn, you're right.
Or if someone else killed him and didn't want him to be found, they would have closed doors on their way out.
All good. Well, both of you said the closed one.
Can
then,
we
so-
do a look? Can we do a quick sweep to see if we see any signs?
I will investigate.
Yeah, so you kind of enter the room and spread out a little bit cautiously. Well, go ahead and tell me what you're thinking.
Lupe will look around the room very, very technical and look at every little thing and get a 21 on investigation to look for any type of traps or tricks or bad things that will hurt us. Of course, signs, I guess.
We should have took the break while Loop was investigating, to be honest. This is taking forever.
Go ahead and we can go ahead and roll for checking for traps.
Okay, I got a 21.
Yeah, you look it over and you even cautiously approach the doors, and you're not seeing anything. You kind of go through everything technically in your mind about different tripwires and pressure plates and that sort of thing, and kind of poke some rubble with your quarterstaff, and everything seems pretty safe so far.
No pressure plates, no tripwires, no spike, no nets. I think we're good. I went through all the lists of all the traps that could potentially be here, and I don't see any.
What
Excellent.
about land piranhas with daggers?
Those
for
do not
teeth?
exist.
What about
That was a
angry
test.
unicorns, but they're really tiny unicorns and they fly?
Yes, miniature unicorns.
Most unicorns are angry, but not tiny and flying.
What did we just fight then? I thought that's we had.
That's
Wasn't that a tiny unicorn that could fly?
So closed or open? Closed or open? Closed or open?
Closed.
Closed
To
it.
the closed doors, onward! And I march forward very brazenly because I trust wholeheartedly that Loop would have found all the traps.
I mean, if I did it with the 21, nobody would.
All right, you got 2 closed doors, one on the left and one on the right. They're about 20 feet apart
Oh.
along the back wall of this temple.
Let's go to the right one.
Okay.
How do we know which one's the right one? Is the left one the right one?
I just meant this one over here.
Oh, your left or my left?
Just follow me, Hogrick.
How do you open this door? You kick it open, ease it open.
I'm gonna
Wait.
just like, what is it?
Check every door for traps.
Of course.
It is.
Isn't that
it
what
is
you
rule
did?
number 1. I checked that door,
Oh,
not this door.
Apologies. Go ahead. Check
Yeah.
for traps.
I scan.
Yeah, I'll count your roll from earlier. This one seems pretty safe as well.
Fantastic. Okay, now you can continue. No
Thank
traps.
you. And then
Probably.
I push open the door, like just using the handle normally. I'm not trying to be too sneaky yet, but
Mhm.
not too loud either.
Yeah, you're greeted by a stone
Oh.
corridor 5 foot wide, but only about 5 foot deep because it's been completely collapsed by a pile of rubble.
Hmm.
so not this. Door number
I touched
2.
the rocks. Are they real?
Yeah,
Okay.
they are real and cold stone.
It seems that this is not the right way to go.
That was a
Unless Thorum's
that
under
was a good call though, because sometimes illusions.
I'm learning from you, Loop.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
You would pass Wizard 101 right
Hi.
I'm gonna try to open the left door while they're in the other corridor.
Yeah, you do that and you open it up, and sure enough, it opens up to a corridor. Stone, stark, 5 feet wide. This time not collapse. Just 10 feet away, you see another door.
Okay, there's a third door now
What's the
in
point
here.
of having a door and then 10 feet later another door?
This is the room where you pour boiling oil on people.
I look at the ceiling.
You look up. It's a pretty solid stone ceiling as far as you can tell.
Illusory oil.
Hmm.
Do you want to open that one? I'm
Loop,
afraid
check
no.
for traps.
I got this. That's the one thing I'm good at. That and historical knowledge, and probably not this. 9. Nope. Wait. Is it? Are traps technology?
You can also
It's not a history check. Never mind. Doesn't count.
while wearing my talisman, if you fail, you can roll a d4 and add it to your roll to see if you succeed.
Well.
So it's just a small passageway. Doesn't seem to have any fake walls, fake ceilings, or anything like that. It's just a small connector hallway of some kind, it appears.
I don't see any traps.
Onward! And I open the door.
Yeah.
Enemy all die.
You open the door and you see a room, rectangular, about 30 feet wide, 25 feet in the other direction. And as you kind of peek in, you notice that there seems to be a stone pedestal in each corner.
So that was the waiting room.
So there's a door on the left wall and one door on the right wall as well. What would you like to do?
What are these pedestals?
I don't know. Maybe if we all each pick one and sit on it, something will happen.
I'm game.
Usually pedestals do hold things, but I don't think it's people.
Yeah, and as you say that, Nilo, you notice as you've taken stock of the room and you kind of glance at the pedestal a little better, and there's a gem of some kind on top of each one.
Is that like a cup?
A gem.
A gem! Oh, I thought you said a gin. I was like, what?
Yeah, free gem.
A gem. Can I cast Detect Magic as a ritual?
Yeah, I guess that'd be up to your party if they want to kind of stop and maybe back into the other room for 11 minutes while you do that.
I can also cast that. And are there any like words anywhere that need to be read?
Haven't seen any.
So I could cast comprehend languages. Darn.
I'm going to take a quick drink break for 11 minutes while they each cast their rituals.
It'll be
Okay.
faster. You do 2 and I do 2.
Okay, I cast detect magic as well.
Yeah, so the party kind of backs up into that original larger room and takes some time. Go ahead, I guess you've got a cleric casting it and a wizard casting, right? How do the spells differ? How do they look different for the two of you?
Yeah, I clutch my holy symbol and my eyes kind of like glow. Like there are no more whites to my eyes. They all just fill with the color of my irises, which are purple, as I am staring at this gem and my holy symbol glows. And then I figure out what the magic is.
Just comes to you in your brain. Mine is those little paint chips at the store at like
Yes.
Lowe's? I have a paint chip with all of the colors, and then next to it, very neatly written in my handwriting, but this is all magical, is exactly what type of magic each one is.
I love it!
So if I can tell, it's like, oh, it's blue. Okay, look at on this. Okay, got it. Okay.
I love
Hardwick
that.
is gonna practice his gong.
Some light music for you as you try to concentrate very hard on this spell.
And you hear him mumbling a song, but he refuses to sing it. He's just singing it, mumbling it while he plays his gong. He's like, "Dur, dur, dur, baby shark, dur, 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 duck."
Oh God, no.
So the time passes, and right about at the same moment, the two of you finish your ritual, and you head back to the door, and immediately you see lighting up in each corner of the room the aura surrounding the gems.
I match it to my
And-
card.
Oh yeah,
What type of magic is it?
yeah. So all of them seem to have a slight red glow, which according to your cheat sheet is evocation magic.
They're either going to explode
Blast on us, yeah.
or they're for messaging people. One or the other.
Do they all look the same, the gems?
Their aura is
Or do they kinda
all
look different?
suggesting evocation magic, but the gems themselves are different colors.
Wait, I've got an idea, everybody. Get out of this room, and I'm gonna use my magic hand to grab one of them, and slip it off the pedestal and see if it blows up.
Okay.
All right.
I
Sounds
exit
like a
the
plan.
room.
Well, for the third time, we go back into the little hallway
Yeah,
room.
all of you hide in the oil room. Hide in the oil room. And I'm gonna like.
I do go in the but I like peek in because I'm curious and need to see what happens.
So I'm gonna like. Is the door that we used to get in here within 30 feet of one of the gems? All right, then I'm going to look at that gem, and then I'm gonna hold up my bottle and be like, "Hey, Dad, can you grab that gem from me, please?" And a like spectral, like large genie hand will appear out of the whiskey bottle and like float over to the gem and try to pick it up.
The gem, it starts to vibrate a little bit, but it doesn't explode.
It's vibrating, but it's not exploding. That's the worst moment, is when you anticipate it's gonna blow up, but it doesn't.
Can your magic hand speak to it?
No,
I don't think
it's
that's
a
what
hand.
magic hands do.
It's a hand.
I don't know. I don't have mage hand.
I can drop it on the ground and grab the other three.
Sure.
All right, I whisper.
I will help.
Thanks, Dad. Can you
'cause
grab
I
the other
also
one?
have mage hand.
Yeah, we're gonna tag team this one. I don't know if her dad's helping
No,
as well.
it's all
but,
magic that
oh,
I've learned, and it's in my book.
Weird. You don't all have your dads casting spells for you? All right.
My dad is a professor at a magic school, and he did teach me, but he's not. I'm casting the spells. I worked very hard to cast the spells.
I fully don't understand what you're saying.
Gail, did I ever tell you what my dad did?
He was young. No, it was
My dad was a
minor.
miner, and
Damn
then
it.
when he grew up, he became a miner.
Right. My dad's grabbing that gem over there now.
So did you drop the first one on the floor?
Yeah, I just like nonchalantly let it drop to the ground.
Then it
We are
blows
going
up.
to resolve this by rolling initiative.
Yay!
Ah!
Okay. Before we grab a
That's
second
right.
gem,
It's probably yeah. Fuck, I knew that.
Wait,
well, Char
Is
knew that.
evocation also summoning things?
We'll find out.
Woo!
that's usually.
I got a 15. That's.
I have a feeling we're gonna be glad we didn't grab all the gems at once.
Yeah.
All right, in just a moment
From
here,
what I
I'll
can
ask for
see,
those
no.
rolls. And
It could also be a tiny hut. Maybe a tiny hut's about to pop up
Ooh.
and protect
so
us.
Nyla was a 9, and for Hardrick we got 15. Is that right?
Yep.
Loop.
I also got a 15.
All right.
Oh,
I got a
my.
7. I'm very taken aback by the change these events because I
You're still
stumbled
trying to
backwards.
explain to me how you learned magic, and I'm
Yeah.
just not getting it.
So I wasn't paying attention to the gem.
Okay, so to resolve this, Gail, you drop the gem, and it is now laying on the floor. What would you like to do next?
Guys, I feel like we all rolled initiative, and I'm gonna, and nothing happens.
No.
It's still vibrating on the ground. All right, then I'm going to grab another one.
Oh God.
I imagine that you're still basically in the doorway, kind of in that corridor, kind of peeking
Yeah.
into the room. Is that right? Okay.
Exactly.
And it's a pretty small hallway. Can I go ahead and confirm who's behind you? I think it was Loop.
Yeah.
Yes, because I was peeking around the corner and then taken aback by the.
Okay.
And then I'll be next.
Hardrick was in the back practicing his gong.
Excellent. So, Gail, as you go to reach for another one, you've got a choice. The one I imagine you were messing with is kind of straight back and just a little to the left, so not too far into the room, or I guess the back left corner of the room. You've got one that you can see is like right next to you, actually, right around the corner from the door. And then you've got another one in the back right corner, and then I guess we'll call it the front right corner is another 30 feet away or so. And that's a little harder to see around the corner.
I'll do the one right next to me.
Okay. And you're using the mage hand to
Oh
pick it up?
boy.
Yeah.
So the mage hand is holding this gem and it's starting to vibrate a little bit. What would you like to do?
What do I do? It's vibrating again.
Put it back.
Back on the pedestal or on the ground too?
I don't know. Where did you put the other
What happens
one?
if you throw it?
I don't know if my hand can do that. It's a really weak hand.
I have catapults.
Ooh. I can. I'll bring it closer.
Find out.
I'll bring it closer to us. So I'll bring it like next to, right in front of me, like 5 feet in front of me, and ask Loop to catapult it up against the very far wall.
Can I very quickly make a sort of check that if this is like an elemental gem?
I won't even ask you to roll for it. Your magical sense is saying something elemental is at play here. Something elemental in nature.
I say stop!
I love elements.
Don't crack the gem!
Oh.
Can I make a history check to see if, on magical items to see if I know specifically what would happen if it broke open? I mean, out of character I know, but in character I don't.
We can actually, if you want to use your action to think about the history of these or think about similar items you might have seen in the past, we can. I guess, Gail, you're kind of holding it in the mage hand directly in front of you. Anything else on your turn?
No. I'm pretty dumb.
Okay.
So.
All right. So Hargrick, you're up next. You're kind of in that first room a little bit back. You kind of got a crowd of people in this hallway, making a fuss about some gems, and there's not a lot of space to work with here. Is there anything you'd like to do on your turn here? And then Nilo, you'll be next.
No, Hargrick is just kind of noticing everyone going, looks up from his gun and goes, what's going on? Is it the gnome we're looking for? Is it dead? Can we go now?
No sign of the gnome yet, but we did find these elemental
okay.
gems.
Some jewelry in here.
What do we do with them?
Not crack them, apparently.
Oh, they're not. They're gems, not eggs. Why would you crack them?
I'm trying to remember exactly what I learned in my class regarding elementals. It was like 15 years ago, though.
Red on yellow. You're a happy fellow. Yellow on red. Element
She
dead,
just
right?
tilts her head confused.
I think you just made that up. I don't think that's real.
Listen, I was in a noble genie home. Gems just meant that somebody was trying to suck up to my dad. So what's the problem?
This isn't getting us any closer to a dead gnome or a pina colada.
This is
I think
true.
that resonates with Gail. Let's go to Nilo. You're also kind of further back into the previous room with a crowded hallway. Anything you'd like to do on your turn here?
I'm gonna try and think back in my brain about these gems, and if we crack them, I can't remember if they will be for or against us. Is there a check I can do to see if I would remember or know that?
I'll give you an Arcana check to see what else you can determine about these gems. 19.
Yeah, 19.
You're looking at these. You're kind of looking over their shoulders, and I mean, you've definitely heard legends and stories about gems that you crack open and it summons something, and you're not too sure if summoning is evocation or not. You're also kind of thinking that, I don't know, maybe it's a different kind of gem. These are kind of rougher cut than the sort that you've heard of that need to be cracked to summon an elemental or another creature. But you're not 100% sure.
Apologies, everyone. I've made a mistake. I don't think I know what these are.
So I should crack them.
I don't know. There's too much responsibility on me. Loop, what do you think?
I rolled a 26 on history. A 20. Wait, I already lost the number. I rolled an 18 on die, plus 6, plus 2.
Yeah, so that's enough. As Nilo starts to talk about, hold on, wait, maybe these aren't so elemental. You're looking at it, it's like, okay, something's. You're thinking about the detect magic and the sense you're getting from the auras, and you're also bouncing it off history of magical items, and maybe not elementals, but maybe the elements.
They're related to the elements, not the elementals, but I'm still tempted to throw it at the wall for science.
What color is
Yeah,
the one that
I'll say that you've still got an action if you'd like to do something like that.
Cool. Everybody ready for something that's probably a bad idea?
Hell yeah.
Probably the only bad idea I'll ever make in my entire life. catapult. As I chuck it at the wall.
All right. Which one are you checking? The one that Gail was previously holding?
Sure.
All right.
It needs to make a dex save. I think it auto fails because it's a gem.
Yeah, as a matter of fact. Is there a damage roll associated with this?
3d8.
Holy crap.
Oh.
Because you're supposed to be throwing it at somebody.
Why didn't you use that on the flying unicorns?
Because I tried to do the other thing and then I used shield. Bludgeoning damage. Oh shit. 19 damage.
All right. Yeah, that's a lot. It shatters against the wall, and
Nothing happens.
there's a faint, I would say, a faint poof of air of this. It's almost like crystalline light blue air kind of puffs away as it shatters, and all the little pieces seem to fade away as well.
Shit. I don't think we were supposed to do that.
That was either incredibly expensive and we just destroyed it, or a very bad trap.
I don't understand. This isn't in my textbook.
Well, nothing.
Maybe they're meant to be keys to other doors. And we
Well,
lost
just-
a key.
As you're kind of concerned about what might happen, and we hit initiative count 1 here, before Gale can do anything else, you look into the room and you see that you've got line of sight to 2 more of them. The one you dropped on the floor and the one in the back right corner. And from the one you dropped on the floor, an arc of fire leaps at you, the closest creature to it.
Yeah. We had to destroy the one that I like. Dex save or something?
No, it actually is making an attack roll. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 kind of hits.
4 fire damage hits you as an arc of lightning strikes out from the one in the far right corner.
Just kidding, Loop. You did the right thing.
This one's an 11 to hit.
That still hits.
The fuck?
I have 11 AC. My mirror images are my only hope.
This is 5 lightning damage.
Question.
Mhm.
Is this something? This is something attacking me, right?
It is a thing attacking you.
That I'm going to hellish rebuke the lightning one.
All right, allow it.
So it also has to make a dexterity saving throw.
It will fail.
So weird.
All right.
So it should be such a
That's
dexterous thing.
That's 17 damage,
It
fire damage against the lightning one.
explodes in sparks
Fuck you.
against the far corner of the room. And it's Gale's turn.
Okay. Well, all right. So they die easily.
That could be bad if we need them for something.
I'm gonna wait. We might.
Well,
Do
we
you
don't
think we
know.
might need them for something?
We should probably look at the other
I
rooms
don't
before we
know.
kill the other 2.
I think we should just break them all.
The smartest person said to break them, so I'm gonna listen to her.
But that's Nikki talking probably.
How is she the smartest one? She keeps killing them.
I'm gonna run up to the one on the ground, and I'm going to try to smash it with my axe, my
Make an
little
attack roll.
hand axe. That's a 5.
Oof.
Just smash
You hit it, but it just kind of like bounces almost. It's like if you hit something really small, it just kind of pings away and ricochets off the wall, almost gets back up on the pedestal before it lands
It's like
next
Pogs.
to you. Anything else on your turn?
Hmm.
Take inspiration for the Pogs reference. I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I haven't been giving out inspiration. But that did it.
No, but I'm gonna like hold my bottle in preparation to try to hellish rebuke this
Okay.
other one if I need to.
So you're now in the room.
Safest place
and
to be.
We're going to go to Hardrick. Hardrick, there's been a little more excitement now, and there's a little room in the corridor if you'd like to kind of work your way past your allies here and get a little closer.
Hardrick is going to saunter into the room and hang his gong and go, if there's something in here and you want to talk to us, just talk to us. And I don't mean Gale's dad, who only talks to Gale, and I'm not even sure is really there.
Gale's dad's imaginary this entire time.
Turns out I'm a scholar. I've been training very hard for this.
That's
magic.
it. Just that he's actually gonna take the dodge action in case something actually listens to him.
Okay, great. How far into the room are you going to get?
I don't know how far back was I. However far I can go. So if it was in the 10-foot corridor, I'm like 15 feet in.
Okay. You're going to be about 10 feet in
Okay.
and a little off to the right. And as you speak up, nothing responds. And we're going to go to
I
Nyla.
kind of was afraid that was going to
And
happen.
Luke, you'll be next.
Okay, so there, what color gems are left now?
There is a red one that's been pogging around the back left corner. And I don't know if you've gotten all the way in the room yet, but
Right, okay.
your understanding from Gale is that there's another one in the front right corner, we'll call it.
I'm gonna, instead of dealing with the gems, I'm gonna help everybody again if they're gonna be attacking us with elements. So I'll walk a bit further in so that I can hopefully hit everybody with this 30-foot radius, and I'll hold aloft my Saloon holy symbol and cast Twilight Sanctuary again. So everyone gets temp HP.
All right, so you get into the room and you can see now that in that corner where you couldn't see before, there's a dark green gem on a pedestal, and the blessings of Saloon enshroud the party as we go to Loop.
Should I continue to break them?
Yes, they suck. I hate them.
Okay, I'm gonna take one of them and throw it at the other one of them with
Okay.
catapult.
I guess is that you say that's a dex save or an attack roll?
It's technically a dex save. The object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in a direction you choose before falling to the ground.
Okay. I am going to rule that one of them will automatically fail the dex save, so the one you throw, but if you want to try to hit the other one, I'm going to ask for an attack roll using the thrown property, so it would be a plus your strength.
Then I'm going to use my portent ability and take a 16.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice.
Good
Which one are
work.
you throwing at which one?
The red one at the not red one, because I don't remember the other colors.
Yeah. So Luke gets just into the room comes out of the corridor and gets just in the room, and Mage Hand scoops up the red one that was on the ground and just slams it across the room towards the pedestal where the dark green one sits, and just lands it slammer style right onto the dark green one, and they both just shatter in a burst of fiery vapors and a puff of acrid green gas.
2 for 1.
And we are out of initiative. Well done. That was kind of fun.
That was
Thanks for
really
putting up with a
lucky.
strange encounter there.
Catapult is amazing, and I love it. I'm
Oh,
taking
yeah,
it
it's
forever
so
if I ever
good.
play it with you.
Great job,
That
Luke.
was pretty exciting, but we still neither have a dead gnome nor a pina colada.
But we do have 2 unopened doors now, unimpeded by gems.
I also get
jeweler.
To the doors!
I get 10 HP. Wait, give
Yes,
me my
you
10
do.
HP.
I can give everyone the temp HP
Yeah,
right
go
now
ahead
because
and
it's
roll
like
for everyone real quick, and then we'll do a bit of exploration here. We've got a couple doors and some pedestals and in a room here.
All
Folks may
right.
want to take a look at.
So Loop and Gale, you each get 8.
Hell yeah.
Hargrick and I get
All
7.
right.
Thank
So
you.
let's just kind of go through here. There's various things in the room. How about each person can tell me what they want to take a look at. Gale, we'll start with you.
I mean, I think I want to take a look at the doors to see if,
Okay.
like, I can figure out where they lead to.
Yeah, so there's one on the left west wall, or there's one in the center of the eastern wall to the right. Which one are you going to go towards?
I'll go to the left. Left has proven
Okay.
correct the last time.
All right. We'll ask Hargrick next. What are you going to do? And I'll just get information from everybody, and then we'll resolve everything.
Hardwick's going to look at the other door just so there's not a
Okay.
crowd around one door.
All right. And Nilo, what are you interested in taking a look at?
When I cast Detect Magic, did I see any other magic auras besides around the gems?
Oh, that's a good question. It penetrates up to like 1 foot of stone. Is that correct?
Most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common
Yeah.
metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood.
Yeah, it's difficult to see anything outside of this room, enclosed in stone walls as it is.
Okay, yeah, but there was nothing else in here that was glowing.
No, you can still see like the faint vapors from where each of the gems exploded, kind of just the aura starting to fade. but nothing. A quick glance would tell you that the pedestals themselves are not giving off an aura.
Okay, then I will, out of the 2 doors, I'll hang out with Gale.
Okay, and Loop, is there anything you wanted to do here?
I'm going to investigate for traps.
Excellent. Let's resolve that one first. So go ahead and give me the roll.
Ooh, yay, I rolled good. That's gonna be a 24.
Oh, wonderful. The gems themselves seem to have been a sort of trap, and you go over the pedestals very carefully to ensure that there's nothing else, no sort of additional trickery. Like Nilo, your detect magic is not showing you anything of concern magically within the room, and you don't find any hidden levers or nooks in the cracks of the wall that bother you. The doors themselves seem to be in a bit better condition than the other ones, and you don't see any fiddly wires around the hinges or knobs that alarm you.
I think we're all clear for traps.
Thanks, Loop.
So Gale and Nilo, you're looking at this door. It sounds like you're thinking about opening it. What do you ease it open, kick it open?
I open it openly. Just turn the knob and push it.
Sure. Just a normal door. Just open it normally. You open the door and find a small chamber that looks like it probably was not very big when it was in use, but is even smaller now that the entire back wall is caved in. Some rotted wood in the corner suggests that maybe this was once a study or perhaps a wardrobe, but it's completely indiscernible now. Doesn't appear that it's been used, even in the way the room with the gems has been used by recent occupants. It looks like this one's been completely left abandoned, though the door itself seems to be in good condition.
Can I do a quick investigation just to look around the room to see if there's anything interesting?
Absolutely, and I'm guessing, Nilo, since you were hanging out here, are you helping with that as well?
Yeah, I'll give you the help action.
Sweet.
Excellent, so go ahead and roll that at advantage, Gale.
My investigation is 0.
Cool, mine's 1. So that's a 16, and that's a 5. So I'm gonna go with the 16, yeah.
Nice. So Gale takes a look around and they don't see anything that's out of place. You kind of poke at some of the rubble and look around the walls, and it definitely looks like that back wall caved in and no one's really touched it since. And there's no, you're not finding any hidden anything on the other walls either.
I'm just gonna kind of kick a little bit of rubble and be like, yep, nothing here, and then leave the room as I'm about halfway done my elven wine and start drinking a bit more of it.
Yeah, I call out to Hargrick. Did you find anything? Nothing over here.
Hargrick is going to confidently open the door, fully expecting to find very cool room and possibly a live gnome in it.
Pina colada?
Hargrick opens the door right as the party turns around. Loop has come up behind him, having finished her inspections, and Gale and Nilo are satisfied that the small room on the other side holds nothing of value. And as Hargrick opens the door, another short corridor of stone greets you. But at the end of this one, instead of a door, it opens into a large circular room. You can just see the back wall curves in a round shape. And the room itself seems relatively bare, but crouched on the floor, studying the floor itself, you see a small creature, a gnome. On his leg, you see a chain shackled to a large iron ball. Next to him, a kit of tools, and he is working. What do you do?
I think I found him. Gale, get your dad over here. This is probably going to be important.
What?
Oh, hello?
Is he
Hello.
Is he dead?
Oh,
Is
No, he's not
the
dead.
gnome
I
dead?
think
Can
he's,
we
I think he's
leave?
still here, but he's got a little extra weight on him.
Oh, well, don't we all?
He just starts looking around frantically. Like, he doesn't say anything else, but he just starts looking around frantically.
Hargrick's going to actually step into the room and give his gong a little bit of a fung. Not too loud.
As Hargrick starts to move in, what is the rest of the party doing? Are you falling right behind him? Or are you hanging back in the room that had the gems?
I'll kind of walk over, but just kind of lean up against the door frame and watch because it was going to be so much easier if he was just dead and we could go back.
I'll also come forward, but I'll let Hargrick and
All
Luke
right.
I'm Hargrick. Are you Therum?
Farum looks terrified and nods as you look to your left and see not just the imp that got away, but a tall, muscular creature with the most hideous beard your dwarf eyes have ever seen. And we are going to roll initiative.
Hell yeah.
I'm guessing this isn't a staycation. And
Does the hideous creature at least have pina coladas? Is
Probably
my
not.
question. Ah, damn. Like
It's very selfish of him.
mimosas, maybe?
maybe a sangria?
Oh god, it's just got sourpuss. Ah.
This thing's a devil. It probably just has fireball or like natty light or something.
He's gonna.
All my spells are gonna be useless.
He's gonna ice us.
against- Oh wait, maybe not.
rifling through
Little
your
bit.
spell book.
Luke is just like, nope, maybe, nope.
Can't believe I used one of my 2 spells to hellish rebuke a gem.
It worked.
So I got a 10.
I also got a 10, but much lower
An
dex.
11.
My dex is +1.
14.
Okay, thank you for those. I think I've got them all correct. And yes, I think this will work. Great. And yeah, Hargrick, the bearded creature, seems to have been waiting for you, and it immediately takes action.
How could it possibly have known we were here? We've only been making
So much
all
noise.
the noise.
I thought we were being
Oh,
very
no.
stealthy.
I think that's the word. First time we said stealth the entire time.
I have, like a disadvantage on dex saves for stealth.
Yeah, so
I got 0 stealth.
the bearded devil, as you may have guessed, closes in the short 10 feet gap and attacks with a glaive at the dwarf. This is a 12 to hit.
Hargrick, no!
Sorry, that was a 12 to hit.
It clashes off of my gong, and I laugh at it.
Haha!
And then that ugly beard writhes with its long, spiky strands and lashes out at you for a 17 to hit.
That does hit, and I laugh a lot less.
All right. You need to make a Constitution save against poison.
So much poison.
I'm a dwarven. Poison doesn't matter much. 17.
17. Yeah, that will save. And so you are going to take 3 piercing damage. And okay, the poison does not affect you. And then the next thing that happens is the imp is going to close in. And
Hargrick, no!
it's going to try to sting the dwarf now. 22 to hit.
Oh, yes.
And I need a con save again against poison damage.
14.
Okay, so that saves. So you are going to take 5 piercing damage and 6 poison damage.
6. I get to round that in half since I'm a dwarf.
Yeah, if you have resistance to poison, then you would have that again.
All right. Oh, temporary hit points, guys. Can we fix that?
Okay, and so Loop, you are going to be up first from the party, and then Hargrick, you will be after that.
All right. I will walk in.
Okay.
I will say in Gnomish, it's okay. We will protect you. Your brother sent us. And then I will look at the devil and go, you should stay still, and then cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp on it.
Nice.
As I pull out a miniature hand sculpted from clay and crush it. And I don't crush it, because then I'd have to make more, so I don't crush it. That would be silly. And I just hold it and go, stay. And then he has to make a strength save.
Okay.
Please fail.
Dirty 20.
That's not a fail. That's rude. All right, that's it.
Okay.
There's like a giant hand right now just chilling with a bunch of rings all over it.
All right,
Thank you.
Hargrick. they've come at you. It's your turn.
Is this devil wearing anything besides its beard, bracers, necklace? Looking for things in the metallic area.
Would a bard be looking to see if a foe is wearing metallic items?
I'm just, jewelry shopping.
Oh yeah, he's got some very nice gold bracers, and he's holding a nice metal glaive.
Oh, so I am going to cast heat metal on his bracers.
Ow.
All right, so that one it's like a con save.
No, there's not a save. He just has to take them off.
Yeah, right.
It's 2d8, and then every turn that he doesn't take them off, it's another 2d8 to reheat them, I guess, or something like that.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and roll that initial 2d8 damage then.
So that is 11 on the damage.
All right.
And then I am going to also give a bardic inspiration. I'm gonna drum my gong a little bit and point at Loop and say, "You got some extra action."
All right.
I don't know what that means.
Let's go to Nilo, and Gale will be next.
It's been more than a minute since our gem square off, yes?
I would say so.
Yeah, okay, so then I will use my action to once more channel my divinity with my Twilight Sanctuary. So the sphere around me will give everyone 10 HP.
I didn't notice a difference because I can still see a dark light.
Excellent.
Nothing.
Anything else? Did you want to move at all? You're kind of still in the gym room at the moment. You know that there's some action going on in the next room, but you haven't quite seen the full
I will
extent.
rush into this other area and try and stand. If I can even stand close enough to Ferrum, that would be good.
Okay.
That he would, like,
the
within
whole
30
room
feet
is
of
probably about
Ferrum.
50 feet in diameter. It's a circular room, about 50 feet in diameter, so just about anywhere is going to be within 30 feet of him, who is currently right about the center.
Perfect. And yeah, I'll just like rush in, and I don't mind making myself appear like more of a threat over here in the center of the area.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna position you just inside, on the left side here, just inside the room. Everyone's kind of bunched up around that initial entrance, except for Gale, who's still in the gym room. Gale, what would you like to do on this turn?
So I'm gonna start muttering in Primordial into my bottle, and this demon is going to have to make an intelligence saving throw, or it's something bad's gonna happen.
Do you have to have line of sight for the spell?
Yes, so I will move within line of sight.
You basically get into that corridor. You're not quite into the room yet, but you're in that corridor, and you get a glimpse of it. Start muttering this primordial incantation, and it's an intelligence saving throw, 16.
Damn it. Then it succeeds, unless... No, I can't do anything. Damn, that sucks. All right, that was my last spell. For the record, I was going to use Phantasmal Force and make it think that it was seeing my dad scold it.
Ooh.
In that case, I am going to do... if I squeak back into the hallway, can I still see Loop at all? All right.
Yeah, you can get all the way back into the gym room and still have sight of Loop at the moment.
Because I got to keep an eye on her to see if she ever gets hit so that I can trigger my talisman.
Okay. Yeah, I would suggest that you stay in the corridor, not quite in the gym room then, and that will give you a good view of most of the area.
I'll do that.
All right, so we're going to go back to the bearded devil, and the heat metal, does that take effect at the start of his turn or the end of his turn?
That is a fine question. I believe it happens on my turn. Until the spell ends, you can use your bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause the damage again. And if it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of the turn. My next turn.
Thank you. I knew it had something to do. So it can't take off these bracers at the moment. So it is going to continue to try to attack you at disadvantage. First with the glaive at disadvantage for a 9 to hit. I imagine that misses, and then the beard again is going to try to strike out at you.
And also, Gale, you get 10 HP.
Nice.
The beard strikes with an 11.
Those both clang off the gong shield.
All right. He is frustrated. The imp is up, though, and the imp is going to strike at the dwarf. It kind of understands a bit of what's going on. It's going to strike at the dwarf with its stinger. This is a 16 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay, we'll resolve the damage first. So if you would please make a con save against poison damage. Not against being poisoned, but poison damage.
18.
Okay, so that saves. So you are going to take 5 piercing damage and 3 poison damage.
So 1 poison damage. Got it.
That's the raw damage from the attack. Yep. And you are going to need to make a concentration check, and that's going to be a con save. I think it's just DC 10 in this instance, but to
18.
ensure you keep heat metal up. 18. The bracers are still hot as we go to Loop, and Hardrick, you'll be after Loop.
I am going to try to make him stop moving again as the hand tries to grasp the devil once again.
Okay. And
Thank you.
you said that's a strength save or dex save?
Strength.
Strength saving throw. I imagine that's at disadvantage because of the bracers.
He has disadvantage on all ability checks.
Okay. Well, regardless, it's a 14.
Oh no.
Is that just
That
enough?
just makes it.
Aw.
She pouts
Mm.
and then
Is that a bonus action?
no, it's an action.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And I'm just like, come on, stop moving out of the way and just accept your fate.
All right.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. You do have some maneuverability. You're kind of up against the doorway here, or the opening to the corridor. Do you want to try to skirt around the wall in any direction, or stay grouped here with your ally?
I'm gonna walk away a little bit, but I want to stay in the range of the 30-foot temp HP thing, just in
Mhm.
case. But I still have 8 temp HP, so I'm good right
I'm going to
now.
suggest that you skirt your way south along the wall, the round
Yeah.
room, but staying within range of the Twilight
Yes.
Comfort.
Yes,
That's not the name of it, is it?
Twilight
Twilight
Comfort.
Sanctuary, but basically the same thing.
That's the word.
Twilight Comfort is my favorite motel, though.
I was going to say it's an excellent Zelda game. Let's go to Hardrick now.
Hardrick is, first of all, he's going to use his bonus action to heat up the bracers again for
All right.
12 damage.
All right, take that off.
He is going to yell back to the rest of the crew. If any of the rest of you have fairy fire, I would use it on the imp before he disappears, because he's about to do that one way or another. And then I'm going to attack the imp with my hammer.
Okay, make that attack roll.
And he swings his hammer for a 15?
15 hits the imp.
Yeah! I mean, yeah! I'm
For
British!
9 damage.
9 damage. It doesn't seem to hurt him quite that badly because being a mundane hammer, but it does get a good hit on him. And next we're going to go to Nilo, unless you wanted to move around the room any.
No, I'm going to stand here and kind of play tank and
Okay.
mumble something about what my temporary hit points would be if they were being given out.
7!
7 sounds about right.
All right, Nilo, what you got
All
for
right.
us?
I don't want to do fairy fire, but I feel like maybe I should. Fine.
Is your Twilight thingy a concentration?
No, it just
Okay.
does it.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't do it, because I will lose the bracers.
Yeah, I'll do it now just in case. We want to have no one escape. So I cast Fairy Fire, and they do a Dex save.
Okay, the imp makes a dex save.
Has to be a 14.
16.
Fuck.
All
Yep.
right. The air
It saves.
flashes right above the imp as it drops a little bit, tucks its wings a little bit to drop out of the way of the spell. Anything else on your turn, Nilo?
I will give myself temp HP. Fuck, I rolled a 1.
Gale.
That's it.
When I saw the room, how high up was the ceiling?
The ceiling to this room is about 20 feet high.
Okay. And how big is the
The
demon?
demon is a medium creature. Or the devil, I
All
should
right.
say.
I'm gonna pull up my scroll of spider walk, or spider climb rather.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna be like, oh god, Loop, how do I pronounce this rune?
It's pronounced.
Oh yeah, right. And I'm gonna cast my spider climb scroll.
It's in spider.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes.
Nice. You now have a climb speed.
And I'm gonna use that entire climb speed to start running on the walls of this hallway, get into the room, and try to make my way up as high up onto the ceiling as I can.
Your climb speed is equal to your movement for this. Is that right?
I believe so, yeah. So that would be 30.
30
Yeah,
or
you're
40?
able to
30.
get pretty well up on the wall.
Nice. And then I will start laughing maniacally as I am now on the wall, and that's all I can do for the moment.
And you get 10 temp
Make a
HP.
straight charisma check for me
Ooh.
while you're taunting them. Just kind of do something.
I'm gonna use
fun
my
here.
inspiration on that one. That is a 21 again. Wow, I've been mostly rolling 21s.
Oh, excellent. Right, so with that, we are going to go to the bearded devil, who is still furious about the way his bracers burn. Actually, is that fire damage? I should have asked that a while
Oh
ago.
no.
Shit.
Guessing heat metal would.
It might be radiant. Probably not.
It's definitely forced.
No, it's fire damage.
Fire
Oh, no.
damage.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
it's lightning or necrotic
Yeah.
or any other besides fire.
So I'm not going to roll back anything that's happened, right? He still took damage and he still rolled with disadvantage and all that. But he seems to have it's kind of settled in, and he seems to understand that, hey, wait a second, it's hot, but it's not flames, but it's still heat. And he seems to work his way through how to deal with this spell as he takes another swipe at you with the glaive. 14 to hit.
That is a negative. Does he still have disadvantage even if he's not taking the heat damage?
That is a great question. For now, I'm just going to rule that he does, because that's a great question. So we'll just maintain
nicer
that.
than I
It's
would've
still
been.
bothering you. But the beard is still going to strike at you for an 11 to hit.
That also does not hit.
Okay, it's the imp's turn now, and apparently the air ganassi has taunted it with this climbing, and it rises in the air on its wings and comes up to meet you, and leaving the dwarf it was trying to pester, is going to try to sting Gale.
Sure that it's going to succeed.
Does that mean that Hargrick gets an attack of opportunity?
You're correct. Hargrick, would you like to swing at the imp as it leaves your range?
Yes, I would. I was considering if the devil was also going to take advantage of I only get one reaction, but I don't think he's going to do that.
Kill it.
That would be a 17.
17 hits the imp.
Or 5 damage.
5 damage. It doesn't quite hit as hard, being a mundane hammer, and that definitely hurt it. It's bruised as it limps into the air and strikes out with its stinger at Gale for a 23 to hit.
Wow.
Weirdly enough, no.
Only even numbers. hit.
Yeah. You actually
Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
You actually went above the max number and you went back down to 0. That is a 19 on my con save.
Okay, the 19 will help you out as you take 6 piercing damage and 4 poison
Yeah, that
damage.
was just my temp HP.
The party is in pretty good shape as we go to Loop, and then Hargrick will be next.
Loop is frustrated that this hand thing isn't working, so she is just going to sigh and release it, and then go, if that's not going to work, this will, as she just points 4 fingers at the demon and cast magic missile at 2nd level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the good stuff.
Don't do that. It's so easy to
All right,
dodge
roll
that spell.
Roll 1d4.
3, so +1 is 4 points of damage, times 4 is 16 points of damage.
Bam! That hits him good.
Force damage. And they all go for his beard.
4 darts slam into his chin. It's almost like he gets uppercutted And he rolls his neck around and grunts. He's starting to look rough. Anything else on your turn, Loop?
You get temp HP.
I do.
That was 5.
No. I was hoping my drift globe would be more useful than it is, but if I use it, then I would negate the darkness part and not get temp HP.
Mm-hmm.
So I already have 8 temp HP, so it doesn't add, right?
Correct.
No, it's
Yeah, you can either
sorry.
replace your previous temp HP or just keep what you have.
What number did you just say?
5, so you're good with the other one.
Okay.
Also, sorry, what was your globe thing? Because I'm not making darkness, I'm technically making a bit of light.
I mean, I have a drift globe. I could technically possibly just like put it right in his face and maybe, I don't know, blind him
Ooh.
or something, but it doesn't technically do that, but if I just like throw it in his face, he won't be able to see us. So.
I
That's
mean,
my
you
hope.
could do that. I don't think it'll affect my Twilight Sanctuary.
Would it DM, would it point him if it's directly in his face?
You can certainly try.
Thanks, Matt
So
Mercer.
it doesn't say action, so I'm just gonna pull out my drift globe and then
Just
throw it at his face. It hovers,
All right.
stops directly in front of him. It's very
All right.
bright.
It's pretty bright. Hargrick, it is your turn. There is a bright drift globe between you and the bearded devil. What would you like to do?
First, I'm going to use my bonus action and heat his things up, even though I know now that it doesn't do anything, but I'll take the disadvantage
Mhm.
or not
Mhm.
10 damage.
Mhm.
And then I am going to actually, I really don't like this imp, and I'm more worried about the imp than the devil, which seems weird, but that's just the way Hardrick rolls. And he's going to cast Vicious Mockery on the imp.
ooh.
Nice.
And he's going to
What does he
say,
say?
"You're really terrible at being a flying little unicorn stingy thing, and I don't think your parents like you very much." That's for the imp, not for Gale.
Oh, oh.
Double shade.
So he
Let's.
has a wisdom save.
Yeah, wisdom save. Yeah, he rolled a 3.
Yeah, so he takes
So,
how much
D4
damage?
damage?
He takes 2 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Hooray!
Nice.
He would have disadvantage on his next attack if he didn't fall out of the air, holding his hands against his head, crash into the floor in a burst of sulfuric smoke.
Oh, I guess his
shit.
parents really
Wow,
didn't
you
like
mocked
him
it to
very
death.
much. Just gave him a headache until he died. That's kind of rude. Like, I almost feel bad about that.
Nilo, you're up, and Gale will be next.
All right. I shift my face to look towards this devil creature. How far away am I from him?
You're about 10 or 15 feet.
Okay, I rush forward 15 feet and I grab onto his face and I cast Inflict Wounds at second level.
Oh my.
And I say, Salud, be with me! And I rolled a nat 20!
Wow. Oh, shit.
Nice.
That's going to be so much damage.
Yes.
This is gonna be 8d10!
This is like the end of that movie about that kid that went to magical school.
Jesus, 8d10.
Oh my god! Okay. That's a 7. I'm just gonna take that and times it by. Do you want me to roll it 10 times? I only have one d10 out.
I can roll on D&D
Okay,
if you
sure.
want. We'll keep that one. So I'll roll 7. 34 plus 7.
So 41.
41 points of
That'll
damage.
do it. Would you like to paint a scene of this devil's last moments in the material
Fuck
plane?
yeah! I slow-mo run up to him, and as my hands reach forward to hold his head in my hands, twilight begins to glow from my hands, and my tree branch tattoos on my face glow as well, as his whole aura is entwined in twilight that sort of like turns him into ash
Oh,
as he disappears.
Wow, I didn't think the bracers were doing all that. That was pretty cool.
and as the ash falls to the floor, the acrid smell of it reaches your nostrils, and then you hear a voice say, "Is it over?"
I say in Gnomish, "Are you Therum?"
And he responds in Gnomish and says, "Yes, I don't know how you found me, but you said you said Arun sent you?"
I got confused in the middle of him saying things wrong, and then was like, "What? Yes." She'll go into like a very long speech about how exactly they found him, and somebody will eventually have to cover her mouth to stop her. From
I am fully lying on the ceiling now, as I've never had spider climb cast on me, and I'm loving just being able to lie up here.
Yeah, Gale, we lost the bet. He's still alive.
Ugh, wait, now we gotta bring him back? Man, I wish I could go back.
Yeah, you're
in my
carrying
bottle.
him. We had to carry you up. You're carrying him
Damn
down.
it.
Can we break off his chain? Does anyone have anything that could do
Heat
that?
metal.
I have tinkerer's tools.
I have a giant
fuck all.
axe. No, I have a hammer. I can hammer it to death.
Could I use acid arrow or something? Like a very I'm gonna use Tasha's caustic brew on the
On
chain
the shackle.
just to
Nice.
melt it off.
Cool.
You kind of gather around and think about the best way, and right as the metal is melting apart from the acid, and there's a break in the link, freeing him from the main metal ball. Hagrid looks down and kind of kicks the pile of ash in front of him, and a small little key slides across the floor from under the pile of ash.
Oh, hey guys. Maybe you know what? Your way's more fun. But if he wants an ankle bracelet removed later.
Well, that's fair. I should have looked for that.
Ferrum says, well, thank you. I feel much better. Anyone got some food? No. They fed me, but not much. Just enough to keep me working on this.
I got booze.
What were they making you work on?
He says a stiff
answer
drink
that
might
first.
help. He looks down at the floor and says, well, this, I don't know why, but, in some way I'm kind of proud of it. And you can see that the stone floor is actually this massive mosaic with designs and runes and carvings. The entire floor of this area is just covered with carvings, and you see he's got a small pile of stone next to him, and as you look at the carvings, you see that it was once broken, not just along the lines where the etchings were made, but it was once shattered. And it appears that he's got these masonry tools, and he's been slowly and carefully, painstakingly over the past few days, fitting missing pieces back together, and he's got just a few left here to complete this very intricate design covering the entire room's floor.
Oh, you really were the productive brother, aren't you? No wonder your brother's so far behind.
Oh goodness, he's probably worried sick. He does that. Far behind. Oh gosh, oh man, it's going to take us a week to dig out of the.
Actually, like
don't
2
worry.
weeks.
When the two of us get going together, we'll break through it much quicker than 4 weeks. I'm sure we don't have that much work. But yeah, I suppose a drink and maybe a nap on the way home if anyone's got a little space in their pack for me. I mean, seems kind of weird. Do you want me to finish this?
No, that seems like a terrible idea.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah.
Does it look like it's an arcane circle of some sort?
Roll me an Arcana check.
And I want to pick up the remaining pieces while this is happening, so that he
All right,
can't
you
touch
scoop
them.
those up.
Hardwick is going to start pounding on it again with his hammer and breaking it up. Sorry about this, but I don't think this is.
I worked 3 days on that. 3, 4, 5, 2. I've lost a bit of track.
Yeah, I don't really think a good thing's going to happen.
At least wait till I roll my roll. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you're looking at and you're spotting runes, you're spotting designs, and oh yeah, this is something. It's not active. There's no glow. Your detect magic from earlier, if it was still up, would not have pinged off of this. But yeah, these markings definitely indicate this is something.
I am very sorry, but this must be destroyed, and I will move my Maximum's Earthen Grafts directly through it.
Just smashing.
So smart.
I'm gonna be like, here, you might need this. I'm gonna still lying down on the ceiling, trying to reach out as far as I can to hand him the rest of the wine, giving no effort to help him reach it.
I'll grab it.
He's also a gnome. He's like 1.5 feet high or something.
Oh wait, no. What I'll do is while I'm reaching out the wine, I'm gonna point my hand at him, and I'm gonna use my racial ability, and a bunch of wind is gonna start spiraling around my hand, and he's gonna levitate 20 feet up in the air so I can hand him the wine.
Oh, very
Nice.
cushy. Could I just ride this wave home, so to speak? This nice little burst of wind here is very cushy.
For the next 10 minutes, sure, but you can have a drink up here with me.
Count it.
They were having you make a summoning circle of sorts, I think, and I don't want to know what they were trying to summon, but it couldn't have been good.
Oh my. Oh yeah. Do your thing by all means. I've always preferred working with metal anyway. I won't shed any tears over this effort.
It was beautiful work, though.
Now let's get going.
Was.
We have some pina coladas with our name on them. And here, if you are hungry, I have some raisins.
Oh. I'll push him down to you guys because he's still levitating.
Drifting out of this ruined temple on a wave of air, Farun Isker enjoys a snack of ravens as our brave adventurers escort him home.
Yay!
And that's where we'll end the scene.
Yay! Pina coladas for everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Theron, did I ever tell you what my dad did for a living?
He was a farmer, wasn't
All right. Thank you, everyone.
That was great.
Yeah, this is
he? That was
fun.
so fun. I had a great time.
I'm super curious what those gems were supposed to do now. Like, that's my big
Can
curiosity.
you tell us?
Yeah, they actually played out about as I originally wrote them. They have a HP and an AC, and they make an attack roll on initiative count 1
Okay.
against the closest visible creature.
Nice.
So it played out pretty well. I love the bit of a red herring about concern about whether or not they were elemental gems that would summon an elemental. They're elemental in nature, but not capital E elemental, I guess.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. And smashing them, you did some high damage and took them out quick. So
Yeah,
that was a good little
I always
encounter.
find it
felt.
tough playing a dumb character because, like, when everyone was like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna conjure elementals," I was like, "Weren't they evocation?" And I was like, "Oh, my character wouldn't know that." So
Yeah, I was thinking
I'm
that,
an idiot.
and then I was
It's
just
fine.
like, I was like, they probably just explode or something.
I was afraid that we broke them and we were gonna get to the next room and need to like insert them into the
Yes.
right size color hole.
Yes.
And we're like, anyone seen any more gems laying around here?
Agreed. I almost ran up and cast mending, but then I was like, oh, they're magical, so it doesn't even matter.
listen, if I know anything about quest items, you can't destroy them or drop them. So
Yeah,
it'd be
they
fine.
get a plot armor. They have an AC of forever.
They also glow.
Yeah.
Plus 20 AC plot armor.
All right, well, let's have everybody say where they're from. Why don't we start with One Page Mage?
Yeah, thank you everyone so much for playing this adventure with me. I really enjoyed it, and it is going to be releasing in March 2021, and by the time our listeners hear it, it probably will be out. And so you'll be able to find it at patreon.com/onepagemage. That's patreon.com/ONEPAGEMAGE. I'm the One Page Mage. I write one-page one-shot adventures for 5e. They are easy to prep because everything fits on one page, and you can use them at a moment's notice for your session in a given week. If you enjoy the content, please check out more on Patreon and follow me on social media. Pretty much everywhere except for Facebook, I am at One Page Mage.
Awesome. Mosey?
I don't have anything nearly as cool as what One Page Mage does. I'm just a random guy on Twitter doing random Twittery things at OZDM. And I guess you can follow me there, and I'll even tell you bad puns if you show up and mention it.
I mean, some people are gonna go do that just for the puns.
That's kind of the hook. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, and Kelly and Char.
So Char and I are from the same thing. So we're gonna each take one.
Yeah.
So I am Kelly at The Mind Right on Twitter. I'm also one of the co-hosts of Drinking and Screaming, a queer and feminist podcast about horror movies and cocktails. And you can find that literally anywhere that podcasts are listened to. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/drinkandscream.
For cocktail recipes and fun trivia and whatnot. Otherwise, we're both on Tabletop Tiddies. I'm the DM there, Char. And Tabletop Tiddies is a queer and feminist podcast about, I almost said about horror movies and cocktails. D&D, 5th edition. We're doing a homebrew right now of the Wild Well Trials, which is kind of like the Hunger Games. We're almost at the end of our first season. Season 2 is already on the way, as well as some other things that we'll be developing under that umbrella. Very exciting. And yeah, by the time this episode comes out, I also want to plug Streaming for Survivors, which is happening March 26th to 28th, where YouTubers, RPG players, podcasters, and more are all collaborating to raise funds for survivors of sexualized violence at WAVA Rape Crisis Center. If you want to participate, just reach out to WAVA. You can find their website, www.wavaw.ca.
Awesome. And I will be streaming a little bit to help raise money for that. So I'm very excited. So you can catch me streaming every once in a while when I'm not recording that weekend. And as you all know, I am Nikki, and I am the running person, host, creator. I don't know. I do all the things on Beholder to No One. You can find us wherever podcasts can be found. I too have a Patreon, which if you want to go give money, please do. Patreon.com/Beholder to No One. I would appreciate it. Also, you can go check out our actual play, Behold Clearlight, and that is going to be on every other Thursday when these are not playing. And if you like these one-shots, go listen to all the other games that we've played. They're amazing. If you're interested in discussions, check us out on Mondays for discussions with random people from the TTRPG community. Thanks, guys, so much for joining. This was a blast.
It was so much fun. Thank you for having us. Thank you, One Page Mage, for running it. It was great. I had an amazing time.
This
Thank
character's
you.
going in my folders of characters that I want to play again.
It was a great character. All the characters were fantastic. Everyone did a great job with the RP. I will tell you, we did skip one encounter for time purposes.
Ooh.
So for anyone that checks out the adventure, if you liked hearing it, if you check out the written copy, there's an additional combat encounter that we skipped over. But great job during combat, during RP, to all the players. Thank you so much for playing with me.
Yeah, and check out all the links in the description down below. Bye.
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 Bye.